There we go. I love hitting the right button on the first try and nothing else happened. This is episode 21 of Iodithis. Welcome back. And perfect timing. Kermsley's on the screen in the art corner staring at me in disappointment. Hi, Kermsley. Bye, Kermsley. So, last session, we had the party riding on the large mechanical transport led by Joseph Stone and his army. The party separated into their separate rooms. There was a bit of party mingling after what happened the session previous to that, where some of them went to hell. So Maldette was like, "What the fuck, Kingsley? What's going on there? Let's talk about this." Uh, Drawson had a bit of a dream, speaking to Dramats, the goddess of nature, which she's in a weird position right now because of how the rest of the gods are in a worse position and aren't necessarily to be trusted, but also aren't present. There was talks from multiple different sides. In particular, Galliard speaking through the book, the Ethereal Codex, and one of the gods, the ancient gods, being trapped within that book. Speaking to him and kind of Drautmut's doing a very similar thing, kind of just laying out the history, saying that the ancient gods were in power, the Fey gods, the false gods, stole the power, but that they're going to be coming, the ancient gods are coming back to where they belong. However, the churches may not necessarily vibe with that. And so that could end up being a problem in the future that people may have to contend with. Some other general information was shared. A game of air, which is the Elvish word for one, it's Uno, it's literally just Uno, was played between Joseph Stone, the American soldier frozen in time, and the radioactive purple rat, and then Wick. They played air, and the rat won. The rat won in a hard-fought, crushing victory. A mechanical dragon was spotted in the sky, which landed on the transport and was revealed to be Lucia von Ripley, a very wealthy patron of sorts from the city of Kingsport, which is now fallen. He is traveling with the group and has agreed to help. Trying to think if there's anything else of major importance. Wick was outed as being a changeling, and Jerbaben, the demon lord, arrived. So that's probably important. He scared the shit out of Joseph and is now somewhere on the transport. He's somewhere.
Just being a silly.
Yeah, he's just terrorizing the hundreds of people on board.
Yeah, I stayed with Joseph. No.
Yeah. I believe that's all like the big points. Is there anything any of you remember that might be of major importance that I didn't mention?
I'd like to claim that Wick gave a smooch to Galliard on the cheek, and I think that's important.
No, you're correct. That is a pretty big point. Is a little bit of potential something between the two of them. I don't know what to call it, but something. And we'll see where that goes. So now, you all are on the last day on the transport, after which you will have to go on foot the rest of the way if you want. That's an ad. Hello, ad. After which you would be arriving to your general area. You don't know specifically in the Farbane Woods where to go. You were not told. But you'll get into the area, and that is where you will be able to really start searching for Kingsley's parents and those who took them. So you could choose to go stealthily, and it's about a day on foot. If you do want to take the crawler, the slightly smaller vehicle, you could do that as well, but that will draw some attention. So really, when we get to that point, I'll ask you guys what you're wanting to do in that way, and then we'll go from there. But for the last day on the transport, is there anything any of you would like to do? Zernus, you had your hand up first. What do you want to do?
I would love to look for a vegetable in secret.
You want to find us a vegetable? Sorry, is that what you said?
I want to find a vegetable in complete and utter secrecy, without the others knowing.
Okay. First off, go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Yes.
Where is that? Let's say 19.
A 19. Okay, with a 19, you're gonna be able to find near the kitchen there are some like dried vegetables that could be rehydrated, or there's also, I'll say no, that wouldn't be left after. I was gonna say from the food that was created by Maldet, but that would be gone by now. So really, it's just dehydrated vegetables.
I'm looking for a very specific vegetable.
What is that? Be specific.
I'm looking for a leek.
For a leek? You know, I'll say you could find a leek. It is cut up. It's not whole, and it is dried, with some salt on it for preservation. So it's like salted dried leek.
Okay, thank you. That's all. I just want the leek.
You have salted dried leek. Do with that as you will. That is worrying. Okay, so you have that. Anyone else have anything they wish to do on the last day? I have a little bit that I might describe, but I'm just curious if there's anything specific.
Okay. Can I test my little doggy? My
You want to
Cerberus.
test your little dog?
I want to test my little dog. Even if it's not complete, I still want to just test it out.
For sure. So actually, go ahead and make me a. I'm gonna have you make a check for me, either an Arcana or Tinker's Tools check, which would be Dexterity plus Proficiency.
Yeah, I'll do Arcana since that's kind of decent.
Okay.
It's a 21.
21. So you're kind of putting some parts that you've made in this little bit of a trick, because you've been working on it slowly, and putting some of the parts through the paces, testing it out a little bit. And with the 21, your work is good. You do notice a few things you could tweak just to make it a little more efficient, a little better, but generally the work you've done is very good, and it's starting to come out very nice. But with that check, you're able to just notice a couple things that it's like, I could improve that.
Wonderful.
And so yeah, and they're really easy things to fix. It's like, just tighten that a little more. That part's a little wobbly, but like they're small things.
Woo! Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, with that being said, let me do that there and this here. So you are all on this vehicle, and there's slight jostles and shakes here and there, but it's not enough to really be super bad. You know you're moving, but it's not uncomfortable. And eventually, food is set down for the last meal of the day, and the vehicle is stopped. You guys have continued to move without stopping, except for very, very brief amounts of time, for the entirety of this journey, for days now. And it comes to a complete stop. Upon doing so, Joseph kind of comes down to everybody in the mess hall and says to everyone, so we've arrived at our stopping point. And he actually comes up to you guys specifically. Do we want to continue on loud in this thing? Do we want to get out and make our way on foot? What's the plan? This is your guys' mission here.
Well, I don't want it to come to fighting. So maybe we should continue on foot so we don't scare them.
I mean, I wouldn't mind going on foot. These stairs gave me a workout.
Okay.
Hey, Drawson?
Yeah.
You're familiar with the area and the Kingsley situation with his parents. I was just wondering how big this place would be.
I would know that because I have the book. So how
Yes.
big would this place be?
The Farbane Woods is actually... Let me get it up in front of me so I can see here. It's in that chat. Scroll up. We're just gonna... You know what? You guys actually might even be able to see it, which is fine with me, because... Won't change anything. There we go. Okay,
we hit
so...
Leo.
Is the music still going, too?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll just keep it like this then. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, wrong screen. Oops. There we go. I have 3 monitors. It's a bitch. Okay, so Farbane Woods. It's actually not labeled here. It is this area right here. So while it is spread out over a very wide area, you guys would be roughly about here where my cursor is. I'll actually zoom in a little. I have to move it again. I'll zoom in a little bit closer on it. So you would be... what the fuck? Excuse you. Okay. You'd be like a little bit to the right of this road. So I'm gonna say... It's a good few miles wide. It would take multiple days to cover the entirety of the forest. But you would know, and it actually, the book kind of aids you in this, but also just general knowledge of you having known how these people operate. They would more than likely be set up a little bit closer to the mountain range, being the Farlon Spires, as it gives a lot of protection from one side. It also, this side of the mountains tends to be a little greener. And there's a lot of small, like, rivers and things that come down from the tops of the mountains. And that's always a good place to set up.
It would take a while to go through the whole woods, but I can probably find them quicker.
Alright. What about the settlement? How many people, roughly? How do they attack? I'd prefer to know everything so we could have an actual plan of getting your parents.
Well, hopefully we can get them without needing to attack. And even if we did, I don't know their numbers.
What about if we
been
tried to sneak?
It's been more than 9 years, remember?
Yeah. What if
Um,
we tried to sneak? Like, that's why I want to know if they use the trees for cover, if they hide in the trees, or if they hide behind rocks, or if they're more ground types.
There's some people who like using the trees, I think. And some who like hiding. Just to hunt. I'm not too familiar with the daily goings on.
So how are we going to do this? Are we just going to waltz up there and hope that they're willing to talk?
Well, they should be willing to talk.
They kidnap people. I think they should have been willing to talk before that.
I think they'll be willing to talk to me, and if not, we probably have more numbers than them, so we could win in an all-out fight, but I wouldn't want it to come to that.
Okay, so you and Kingsley can just walk up there and try and persuade them, right? We can lay
yeah.
back. Do we want to include Lucia in this? He has a dragon. Maybe if things go a bit south, he could pull you out of there.
Oh, I can pull myself and Kingsley out of places. I've got good things for that.
I mean, yes, I've seen you run. I'm envious. But I mean more about his parents. Or if, per se, you're not able to run. Or if Kingsley somehow managed to smack his head on a branch because he's so
Well-
goddamn tall.
All of our friends will be on a little farther behind, and we can get something to call on them if we need them. The Draken, I think it's pretty fast.
Yeah, Sparky seems like he would be a good backup plan. I don't think he'd be able to pull us all out of there, though, so some of us would have to be either very good with our game or left behind.
I do think that we have enough people that we'd be able to, all of us would be able to run at least. I would hope that it wouldn't come to more people getting hurt for us. Again, I'm just hoping to talk to them. And if we need to get out, I'm sure all of us can fit on Sparky.
You said it's been 9 years, correct? What was it before you left? What was it like? How many people? What was their tradition? Like, I want to know if they've increased in numbers, maybe decreased in numbers. I've been trained to make sure my home doesn't get invaded. That's why I'm asking so many questions. I can stop if you'd like.
I don't know if they've increased or decreased in numbers, but back when I was part of them, there was. I'm trying to remember. I think it was about like a few hundred.
That would be about what you would remember, I would say.
There was a few hundred people, and most of them don't know how to fight.
What about the ones that do?
There's a few strong magic users, and and a few people whose really only experience is hunting.
So they have somewhat of a backline and somewhat of a front line. That's 9 years ago.
Yes.
And they, by the looks of it, the mountain would be. We wouldn't be able to go that way, so they'd probably be expecting us to come through the forest.
Yes.
Okay. And you're confident that these people just want to talk to you confidently and they'll let Kingsley's parents go and nothing will go awry?
I'm confident that they won't hurt me and that they will talk to me.
That's not reassuring.
Well, it's all I have. You're going to have to trust me.
I'm gonna look over at Kingsley.
I trust him.
Alright. We'll go with your plan, Adrazin.
Thank you.
Just let it be known if something happens. I don't want to lose my friend. Galad, do you know maybe if things do go awry, how you'd be able to handle the magic users?
Well, I do have some abilities that are good for negation and countering magic, but it depends on their strength, really. If they're like me, I'm sure that I can take care of them, but if they outclass us, I'm not entirely sure. We do have all of us, though, here. And we have a general idea of what to expect. They want Drawson. And as far as we know, they haven't harmed parents yet. And if it
This
does
one
come
just
to
feels
fighting, I
off.
can... No.
Maybe it's just me, but this feels really off.
Don't think so.
So, how do we handle this? You and Kingsley, I suppose you're going to go and try to talk to them. But what about the rest of us? I imagine they're probably not going to be very kind to a mage, an artificer, fully dressed paladin, etc.
So, it is good you could hide until we need you. Galliard usually stays far away, so that wouldn't be an issue.
I
You want
can
me to wear
step
my
in
armor?
with Flight if need be.
Oh, probably, yes.
Okay, so then I'm going to probably be very loud, and my armor's white, so I'm not going to blend in. Unless people want to throw mud at me.
Is that an open invitation?
Yeah, is it?
We'll see what Drawson has to say first.
Well, maybe you could come with me and Kingsley and the rest could hide. Just don't
Oh!
talk. We can do talking.
Okay, I don't mind. I'm good at being a bodyguard.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not good at not talking.
I can be quiet, mystical, a voice in the wind that I don't know about.
Fucking bitch.
Wick, aren't you supposed to be looking after? Oh no, Wick's not here. Oh no, they are. Okay, why aren't you showing up?
So
Wicker's kill.
is that the plan?
I don't mind guarding you as much as I can.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to
For fans who
Joseph and Lucia the plan and ask Joseph if he has anything that would be a good ways of communicating.
Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna go put my armor on and not get mud thrown at me. And
I really want to throw mud at you.
there's that voice again. Do you think the god's trying to talk to us?
That's just me. I just really want to throw mud at you.
Please don't. I don't want that.
It's very funny. So, as you guys are kind of, you're going off to do that, and you're all sitting there. Joseph is going to kind of plop down near you guys, and is actually going to look to the right. You really know how to play some music, huh? Haven't heard
Yep.
some of those songs in a while.
I'm pretty good.
I can agree. On an accordion. Interesting choice.
Yep. Well,
Well,
what are you trying to say about accordions?
no. the
Interesting
accordion's
is a word you
fine.
can choose.
I mean, it's fine. I just, for those
You got a
songs
fucking
in particular,
problem?
Okay, listen, I came over here. I came over here because I found something I thought you might like. It just, I thought you might like it. I found it in one of the cargo holds. Some guy left it behind. And it should still work. And he's gonna pull out this little... It's about the size of your head, so little for him, but for you, it's a decent size. It's a disc. And he says, it's hard to really show you what it does. For you, you'd probably have to like put it on your back or something, but as long as it's like skin contact, it should work. It plays music.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it plays music. It's like a... I don't remember what they called it. It was like an iTouch or something. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Oh. Ah.
It's been a long time.
Does it work?
I think so. I mean, it was in a sealed container, so it's avoided all the harshness of the elements, but it's been in there for like however much time has passed. I mean, you could try it if you want. I tested it, it worked.
Yeah, I definitely gotta check this out.
Yeah, and so he'll hand it over to you, and like, he's basically like, again, it's got to be like some form of like contact with you. I don't know if the fur will get in the way. It shouldn't.
I'm not gonna shave.
No, you shouldn't have to, because like you can put it over a beard as long as it can like adhere in some way. It should be fine.
You didn't like strap it on there? Yeah.
Okay. Strap it on there, and when you do, there's like this slight buzzing that starts and then fades, and you hear this this voice, and it says, "Touch connected," and it's like in your head.
Is that a Bluetooth?
Wait.
California girl starts playing.
What do you mean it's in my head?
It's in your head, and it says, "Do you want me to resume the last song?"
Yeah.
And Joseph just kind of smiles, and in your head you're do 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 do.
Wait, what is it?
It's never gonna give you up. You've just been rickrolled.
Ah!
Yeah, that. And Joseph looks at you. Yeah, I queued that one up for you.
I'm gonna hop in your mouth while you're snoring.
That's evil. Well, enjoy that. It's cute. It's got like a ton of songs on it. If you have like, obviously you kind of need to know the tune or the name, but it's got like an integrated AI, so it's like having a personal assistant that can only play music.
All right. Well,
So,
thank you for the psychosis. I can now be like the elf.
oh, nice. Well, enjoy. You are the only one that can hear this. It can be taken off, so don't feel like you're. I think it can be taken off. I could. Anyway,
Given cursed item, iPad.
basic.
It's like one of those living items from Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Alright,
no.
well, enjoy that. Hopefully we don't perish in whatever's about to happen. At least you'll have some good music to go into battle with.
Yeah, I think I'll have to queue up that spy music, the Impossible Mission.
Yeah, oh, I know what you're talking about. Man, they made like 30 of those. I think
Oh wow.
right before the war we were on like 37. Add formaldehyde. There we go. Yeah, Impossible Mission 37, it was nuts.
Oh wow. I'm not well versed in old people bullshit, so I didn't know there were that many.
Oh, hey. Hey, aren't you older than me, technically?
Oh, buddy, that's not a question you have to ask. I am very, very old, but I don't look it. I'm a strapping young man.
You're a
100% right.
Yep.
Okay.
Slay.
Okay.
I thought you were a baby.
I gotta pick up the
Not
rat on my
anymore.
shoulders. He goes
Never
on
has been.
Never.
Does that mean I keep thinking of the 1800s songs that are like turned. Like, I can't remember the name.
Smooth jazz starts playing as we all get massacred.
How'd you know that's what I had queued up for that?
God damn it.
That's a joke. But so about that point, I'm gonna say a lot of the soldiers start to funnel out, and basically what you're informed that they are going to do is they're gonna stay roughly wherever you guys go, gonna stay about a mile out from wherever you end up going. So if you do reach a sort of settlement, they'll be about a mile out. So if things do go poorly, they can get there decently quickly. Or they'll stay about half a mile out, I'll say. So they can get there quick enough to aid, but you will still have to hold out for a little bit. So to clarify and make sure I'm understanding what the plan you've set up is, Jurasin, Kingsley, and Zernus are going to head in, find the place and head in, and then everyone else is going to stay out. Now, the question for everyone that's not going in, so the other three of you, are you going to be staying with the army? Do you want to stay somewhere in between? Where are you guys going to be positioned?
I wasn't here for half of it due to reasons. What the fuck did I miss?
So, army is going to be staying about a half mile out, or a little less, from where Dross and Zernus and Kingsley are going to be, which is wherever Kingsley's parents and this group of people are. So the question is, where are the other three of you going to be going? Because you're not going in with the three of them. It's going to be two teams, basically. So where do the other three of you want to be positioned? Halfway between the army and them? Do you want to be with the army? Somewhere else?
I'd say halfway, in between. I think that would be fair.
Halfway?
I feel like I kind of want to get like as close as I can without being in there. Like maybe I can go sit in a bird nest.
I mean, you definitely would have an easier time going unnoticed due to your size. If you wanted to be like on a tree or something right on the outskirts of town, you could probably do it without being noticed. You'd still have to do a roll, but you'd have a little bit of an easier time.
Hell yeah.
The other two of you would have a slightly harder time, that being Galliard and Wick. So what are you guys wanting to do?
We're all in this together, Galliard. Do you wish to accompany me?
Well, yes, it would be quite nice.
A hopper sleigh. Woo!
Okay. So then what I'm getting is the two of you being halfway between the army and the town, the rat being basically right on the outskirts in a fucking tree.
Hey, Val.
Yep.
Would I perhaps know what a flare gun is? Or a flare launcher? Something that yeets something bright in the sky.
I would say you wouldn't know what a flare gun is, but what you would know is, so you would have seen Maldet actually do something when the train was attacking, lighting one of the bullets with the light cantrip and then shooting that in the air. That's actually what you saw and why you started running to help with the train.
I was just, if things do go south, I would like, because I saw it, like, that cool, that help, I would probably want one of those for the 2,600 something feet people to see.
I have a gun and the light cantrip.
Ah!
Okay, that would work then. So,
Right.
yeah, that'll work. And I'll say Maldet will stay with the army until the actual players here and can make their own decisions. So
Yep,
they
that's
will
alright.
be with the army. Okay. So we have a plan.
We got a plan? We got a plan.
Okay. So, for the first bit of this, I need one of you to roll a d20.
I vote Connor.
Any-
I vote Connor too.
Connor.
Connor's been voted.
Y'all voting me is probably the dumbest shit you've ever done.
Yeah, I
Connor's
realized
bad
that far
rolls.
too late after I said
For
it.
once, it's a 19.
Oh, that doesn't necessarily mean a good
Nice.
thing, because these aren't like low is good
Oh.
or low is bad, high is good. It's all over the place.
It's
So-
probably
Oh.
high is bad for us.
Roll a d20 for how many monsters we fight.
No.
19 rats in one swarm.
A swarm of crows enters the area. That's all I hear.
Let's swap this out.
Putting on.
Also,
Michael
I use
goes
the
Okay.
for most of the music. It's great. You might have to turn it
I'm
up.
going
Yeah,
to
it's
put
pretty
my
good.
armor on before
Yeah.
setting off.
Okay.
What
So,
was the percentage of how much she is?
there we go. Love that. So,
Freaking Jeffrey.
Not Jeffrey.
you all begin to walk through the woods. It is later in the day at this point. Using the cover of night in order to hide the army at the very least. You guys can either wait for day to set out, or you can continue at night. Joseph, at the very least, wanted to pull up at night. That way the army could get in their positions and hopefully not be noticed as easily. So, do you want to wait until day to set out, or do you want to continue at night? It's going to be, again, about a day on foot to actually get to your location.
That's accounting for me getting, for us not having difficult terrain because of me.
Correct. That is using your abilities to take a beeline to the best location for what you're looking for.
Well, I'm following Drawson, whatever Drawson wants to do.
Okay. So let's I think we should probably sleep and set out in the morning so we can sleep right before we get there.
Okay. So, with that being said, you are going to rest. So everybody's setting up their camp. The army sets up bedrolls. No lights are put down whatsoever, and the vehicle is shut down, so there is no noise. The rumble that you've been hearing is replaced by the sounds of woodland creatures and crickets and occasionally the crack of a twig off in the distance. The air that was very... For your characters, it would all be very odd. The sort of canned air of the vehicle is now replaced with the freshness. You almost smell there was a rain here maybe a day ago, and there might be one coming soon. This area is not super densely wooded. The Farbane Woods is... The sun can still come through the trees a decent amount. It is not so densely wooded that the sky is blocked when you're within. And so you're able to still see the sky. The moon that had grown a few nights ago now is receding back to where it should be. The streaks that were in the sky have been gone for days. Whatever happened is going back to normal. But still a lot of questions about what that meant. I'm not going to require you to do a watch, as you have an entire army surrounding you. However, if one of you would like to take a watch, you may. Zernus wants to? Okay. So, go ahead and make me a perception check. You are basically surrounded by this army. They have set up all around you, you at the epicenter. They are here to protect you while you are here.
I just want to look at the trees or any high peaks because, no, don't feel. Jesus Christ, it's a natural 20.
Okay, for a total of?
24.
Okay. Give me
I
a
just
moment.
see.
Sorry, I forgot a thing. I need to grab something.
Guys, I just see God. I see past the woods. I see past reality itself. I just see light, the void.
You just see the blue telephone box from Doctor Who.
What?
You see
Huh,
us.
no. I see you. I'm like staring, but like I can see behind us. I just see.
One more time for me. What was that perception check? It was a 20 what?
24.
Okay. So you sit there. You are the eye in a storm, the center of this group. And you look at the trees. There's no lights from any campfires of any kind. There's none. It is dark. Looking around you, you do have to move around to get good vision, as dark vision only goes so far. You see nothing out of the ordinary. And so you kind of staying on guard, looking around. The most odd thing you see is an owl perched on one of the trees that just kind of looking around at the group. It looks toward the ground, lies down and grabs a mouse, and then flies up onto another branch before eating the mouse.
Is this like an oddly... I don't know if you've ever been in the forest where you're all American, you live in no any wooded area, but if you've ever been in a forest, there just seems to be like this natural archway or tunnel of trees. Is there anything like that I can stare down?
I'm going to need a perception check for that, because that is a little more a little more specific.
That's a genetically modified 20.
Okay. Not here. You don't see any kind of anything that matches that. It seems just very... I mean, you see something that you think is kind of like that, but it's not a tunnel of trees or anything like that. It's more so just... It doesn't look like any form of path or anything like that. It's more so just kind of like starts and then stops.
Okay, I still feel very unsettled, but I'm gonna go sit and just listen.
Okay. How long do you stay up? Do you stay up enough that you can then take your trance, or do you stay up all night?
I'll stay up until I take my trance.
Okay.
But I'm gonna I don't know if you can... Would you allow it if I just sat there, staring at the forest while I was in my trance?
I'm gonna say no, because if you were to do so, you would not get the benefits of a rest. If you were taking a short rest, so a short rest, you could definitely do something like that, because a short rest you can be conscious, but for a long rest, which is what a trance also is, you cannot.
Alright then, I'll just take my trance.
Okay, so you eventually take your trance, the only thing out of the ordinary being that owl. And is that really out of the ordinary for the woods? If you're suspicious, maybe.
Well, paranoia has always been a great character trait.
Of course. So eventually you all do awake in the morning. Would you all be trying to get up early? Or would you try to... what would be your guys' plan? Do you want to get up early? Sunrise, for reference, is 9 a.m.
Probably a little bit before sunrise, so we can get a good head start on moving and set up another camp before we get there.
Okay. And so you do. You get up a little before sunrise, the sun beginning to crest the horizon, the beautiful colors being seen. And it's actually kind of... It's fascinating, because the sunrise is a beautiful thing. But there's something about it that's just more vibrant. And for point of reference, Strawson, sunrise has always felt a little more beautiful in nature, but it's not the area that's making it more beautiful. It's something else. And Drossum, go ahead and make me a religion check.
Ooh, I'm bad at these.
Yeah. This is something I'll say that or nature. I would allow either.
Oh,
Which nature's
I'll
probably
take
better.
nature then. Nature's better because I get proficiency from my book.
It's been so long since I've been in the forest. Ernest is definitely enjoying this.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a total of 22.
With a 22, that is enough, specifically because you have the book. This is a very high DC. So, there have been talks lately of other gods, ones that existed before. And through your past home and current knowledge base from Dromats, you're sort of able to piece together. There were rumors of a being that existed at one point. It wasn't always referenced as a god, but it was a being that existed before, and it was beautiful. It was, even though it didn't have form necessarily, it was beautiful, and it existed at a very short time of day. It existed in the twilight and transitions area. It existed in the liminal spaces between night and day, so sunrise and sunset. This brief window where you could see the radiance of this entity. And it was known as Luminaris. It is considered the radiant deity of twilight and transition, one of the primordial entities.
Well, I will say a small prayer in thanks to Luminaris, because it looks very pretty.
There's a warmth that sort of washes over you as you do so. Yes. Zernus.
I just wondered if Wood Elf in nature would know if that name rings a bell or not.
Does Drossen, do you say it out loud?
No, I don't think so. Just a little
Okay.
backhead.
Okay. Because I would say maybe, but the only reason that Drossen is able to know is because of the book that Drossen has.
That's alright.
And if anyone else was to try to do so, the DC would be much higher. And what is your nature or religion plus? I'll see if it's possible. Because it might be.
Nature or religion?
Yeah, what is the plus for either?
Never mind, it's 0.
Okay, yeah, because for anyone else, the standard person or even someone who is a follower of a deity like Zernus, a paladin, due to how much wiping of knowledge the Fey gods did of these past deities, the DC would be at 25 for anyone else. Drossen just has a unique insight due to the book and also
Yeah.
past relations.
Yeah.
So that is that. But that is a fair question. So the sun begins to rise. Food is prepared just to get some energy for the day. It's very simple stuff. Sort of like essentially granola bars. It's grain, it's dried fruit and vegetables.
It's a brick.
Hard. It's a brick. A lot of the soldiers they hold it, they look at it with disdain, dip it in some water, let it soak for a minute, and then take a bite because it softens it enough you can actually not break a tooth. So that's what they eat. You can eat that, or if you have some rations, you can eat those.
Everyone who eats that make a con save.
I'll eat some rations.
Yeah, I'll eat the granola brick.
Eat the granola brick. I'll tell you what, it's not bad. It's actually, it's got the dried fruit in there. It's got some dried vegetables, which are a bit weird, but it's not bad. It would be like, for a real world reference, if you took a V8 and a bunch of oats and smashed it into a really hard brick. That's the flavor profile it's got. So it's not great, but it's not terrible.
It's passable as an edible item.
It's passable, and it's got most of the nutrients you need for a meal, so that's what it's there for.
I'm gonna look at Galliard and hand him one as you can hear bone shattering crunches. This is really good, guy. You should try it.
I mean, I suppose Galliard takes it, looks at it. breaks off a little piece, tries it.
Galliard,
Isn't quite too
make
fun.
me a strength check,
Yes.
please. You want to break
All
off a small
right.
piece, make me a strength check.
Strength check, okay.
Yeah.
That's a 10 plus 1 for a total of 11.
So you're like holding it, trying to break off a piece, and I'll say you do break it, but like you break off a much larger chunk than you meant to, because you're trying to snap off like a small piece and just like crack, and it snaps in half.
I am surprised at my own strength. I'll take a bite of it, and not immediately liking the flavor too much. I'm gonna cheat and use prestidigitation just to flavor it with something a bit more palatable.
You know what?
Like
Honestly,
salmon.
it does help. It does. Whatever you add, it does help, because adding just about anything would make it better.
Yeah, I'll do that. And then thank Zernis for getting that for me.
You're so great.
Yeah.
You know, I think I can go for a second.
Well, do you want the other half?
Sure.
I'll just give the other half. Zernis. Teeth shattered.
Yeah, Zernis isn't allowed eater, but with this, it's been so impossible not to be.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty hard. So you all have some form of meal if you so choose, whether it's that or something else. And eventually you do set off. Drossen, using the book, you are able to kind of gauge the best area for these people to have set up. Because sometimes there is movement, moving around from place to place. It's not always the same place, but generally same sorts of areas. And using the book, they need a source of water. That is very important, is having a source of water. And there is a place a little bit more to the north where a bunch of water, a large stream down from the mountain. Problem with that is there's already a town that settled there. That's Favia. Not going to be that close. So they would have had to be more in your direction, in the Farbane Woods. There is a somewhat large stream that is within a more densely wooded area, slightly more to the northeast. And so you kind of start to make your way in that direction. Of course, your travel is a lot quicker because of the benefits you have, and so that's pretty cool. So, any conversations you guys want to have on the walk?
So, refresh me again. How did you two meet?
Oh, which two? Who are you speaking to?
You two. Kingsley
by the
and
way-
Drossen.
Sorry to cut in. The 6 of you are together currently, so if this goes for any of you can converse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, he found me around here-ish in the woods.
And
That's about it.
did he rush in like a prince saving a princess? Did he just trip, fall, and land on a tree and found you? Did you, like, give me more details? I'd love to know what my friend's pasts are.
Well, I was running and I ran into his camp, I think. And he was a bit surprised, but he did help me.
Ah, what are you running from? Wild boars, bats, banshees?
Oh, just generally away from where I was. wasn't from anything.
Ah. So it wasn't like Galliard running away from his destiny, his life, the things that other people planned out for him.
This sounds like a play in itself. If I may
Something
put it.
like that.
Why were you running away? If I'm allowed to ask, you don't have to.
I'd rather not share that.
That's okay. That's fine. Kingsley, what were you doing in the forest?
What?
What were you doing in the forest before lovely help someone give me an adjective to describe Jocelyn. Lovely, beautiful, handsome, goat, centaur. No, satyr.
Goat. Satyr.
Whoa.
Where was I? Before he came into your life, what were you doing in the forest?
I wasn't. Kind of. I was more on the road. My father wanted me to get out and get experience as a paladin.
In the forest.
Just as a... Well, you have to take random jobs on the occasion, and sometimes they're in the woods.
Yeah, no, I can't argue with that. Okay.
I don't remember what job it was. I just know that it was a job. I was out there and...
So, you just basically ran into his life and he just kind of picked you up and left.
Kind of. We adventured together for a while before we met you.
That's not too bad. That's kind of, yeah, no, similar to how Galliard and I met, though he, has a gambling problem.
We all have problems of some sort, right?
I wouldn't be inclined to.
I mean, yeah, I suppose if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have landed on the Orion. I mean, everyone has their problems, their flaws. I'm not sure fighting against bandits you owe money with was a great start, Galliard.
Well, we all have to start somewhere.
Fair enough.
Quite nice. Weird. All y'all are wacky, to be honest with you.
Hey, at least we don't breathe in motor oil.
Hey, motor oil doesn't smell that bad once you get used to it. Especially
you need a bath.
I need a bath. Wow.
No, it's not even that. You need a palate cleanser.
Coming from you.
Right.
I hear that weird voice in the forest again.
Stinky.
No, but I mean more of like to refresh your nose because it smells bad and bad.
You sure it ain't your armor, buddy?
We're in a very large group of people. It's that they smell bad sometimes.
I'm not saying like people smell. I'm just saying like the workshop they stayed in, like in Kingsport. I really didn't like the smell of Kingsport. It was so synthetic, chunky, and just thinking about it makes my stomach churn again.
Okay, noble boy. That's why.
Hey, no, I'm not noble. That has nothing to do with it. I just like the outside, the forest. Look, I'm back where I belong. It's so great.
You're talking to a person who hasn't really been out of Kingsport, remember?
Well, then, how we won the Orion? Yeah, got him. That's my point. Not arguing it.
I was traveling, sure, but I mean, with supply. I'm not really going out of Kingsport often.
Stop using logic to defeat my argument. I win. Bet. Simple.
First of all, you're using points that make sense, but no sense when you're pointing it to me, especially since, number one, I have the most logistics and mechanics here.
What? Sorry, none of that registered in my head. What's linguistics?
No. Basically, I know a lot about machines and guns. So me being on the Orion seems likely for someone who works with supplies that need machinery and guns. You know?
But the Orion did the Orion have guns? I thought it had, like, shut down things that was a ex-war ship.
Exactly. We're gonna be on there.
So why would you... So that makes no sense, because you wouldn't need... I mean, it's a machine. Yes.
Exactly, and it needs
but
to
your
be...
gun argument here makes some sense. Because there was no guns.
But you know,
Well,
there were still machines on the Orion. My point still stands.
If you were so good with your machines, you could have stopped it from sinking, falling. How... Does it sink when it's in the air?
Falls. I don't think it sinks.
No. Well, if it's an airship, doesn't that mean if it's falling out of the air, it's sinking?
Okay, right. So we're gonna go with your logic that if an airship's in the sky, it's sinking. So are you considering the sky an ocean? It's what I'm understanding.
With an airship, it kind of is.
The air is...
You know that one loading screen with the meme and the cat? Like the cat loading screen? Zernus is like that.
The air and the sea are both blue.
So is it just the air ocean and the air sea? Wait, hold on.
The air seas. Sea air?
The sea air.
The sea air, yes, the sea air. So that means the Orion did sink before it hit the ocean and sank further.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
But my point still stands that being on that Orion makes total sense if it had machines on it.
How did we get here? How did we... What is the conversation?
I don't know.
Should we get going?
We've been walking.
What we are.
Yeah, you've been walking.
We're going.
I do need one of you to make me a perception check, really quickly.
Not it.
I can do it. I'll do it.
Wick will do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Wick,
I'm a Perceptify. Perceptify rays.
Look with your eyes. Your special
Look with your eyes. My eyes are shit. I got a 12.
Yeah, you look with your butt.
A 12?
Your eyes are mediocre.
Okay, that's not bad. 12's not bad. So as you guys are walking, you see off to the left up on a tree, you hear something land on one of the branches, and you see a squirrel, and it's just kind of perched up there, nibbling on like an acorn, and it's just looking down at you, nibbles on a little more, and then chucks the top of the acorn at we'll say Galliard. Okay,
even nature hates him.
That is only a 4. So Galliard, you get like a little like acorn top like smacks you in the arm, and just kind of like hits the ground. It didn't hurt at all, but like the squirrel just assaulted you.
Imagine if that squirrel got a natural 20 and Galliard just died.
Yeah.
Let's see if he has a second acorn. No, he does not throw another one. I wanted to see if I'd get a natural 20. No.
I'm just a bit surprised at that. Look at the squirrel and that's cartoon. And then just pick up what's been chucked at me, acorn. Just look at it, inspect it. Look back up at the squirrel.
I think the squirrel has a vendetta against you.
Yeah, what did you do to the squirrel?
The squirrel's gonna like start bounding off.
Galliard, we stepped in this forest for how long? You're already upset. What did you do?
I haven't done anything. I've just been preoccupied.
I mean, I know squirrels are kind of like dicks, but like, they don't usually. Well, actually, never mind. I had an incident with a squirrel.
It's true, they are dicks.
The rat can confirm, as he has had a squirrel friend once, and it pissed him off.
Oh, I've been around a lot of squirrels, but I've never had a squirrel friend.
Oh, squirrel friend. Well, I mean, this is very beautiful.
Can I take the top of the acorn from Galliard?
Oh, mine. Unless you ask.
Hey, Galliard, can I have the acorn top?
Yeah.
Okay, great. He just eats it.
Oh, oh.
It's been so long since I've had acorns. I'm gonna go look for more.
Desperate.
Supposed to eat that part.
Cernus ate a mushroom he knows nothing about. Do you think he cares about an acorn top?
I mean, I feel like he should.
No.
He's going to go look for more acorns.
I guess it's more fiber.
I mean,
I'm gonna have a hell of a bathroom trip.
Understatement.
Mhm.
I mean, to be fair, the forest looks quite beautiful for a first-time explorer of the forest. This is fun. I like it. Pretty.
Are
I've been in
you
this forest before, but it's definitely one of the nice ones. It's sparsy.
What was that?
to get your
there's-
little acorns? Are you kind of like, I mean, obviously not too much, but kind of straying away a little bit?
No, I'm kind of like walking in front of the group, and you just see this armored plate man, like crouching, picking up 1, 2. Look. Oh.
Yeah, that's good enough. Your shoulder is a bit heavier for some reason.
There's just a handful of acorns.
Do not sit in
So,
Oh,
Zernus,
breath.
when do you plan to stop giving me the silent treatment?
Don't know. My nose was pretty fragile before I. My nose was pretty fragile.
Your nose? What about your nose?
Alright, yeah, you didn't. Galliard!
Yes.
Is there any way you can show the rat what happened to my face?
Oh, yes. Then just quickly going to use minor illusion to make a slightly kind of like a blue little hologram image of Zernus with the damaged face, broken nose, missing tooth, everything.
Ew. Why didn't you do that?
Oh, Anyway, isn't it Wick's turn to be babysitting you, and he's gonna pick you up by the scruff and like hold you next to Wick?
Fuck you. I'm not a baby, and I don't need to be sat on.
Hang on. Where is it? There it is.
Oh.
Your name
don't
is
have
Ray
camera on, I don't know what
Rat
you're doing.
Baby.
No, it's not.
holding the
My name is Radioactive Purple Rat Bitch.
When did you have a name change?
I don't know. It did happen. It did just roll with it.
Regardless, you were a baby before this.
No, I wasn't. I am so fucking unfathomably old. And you're an elf that I'm saying this to.
Well, regardless whether you were a baby, child, adult, or god, it's Wick's turn to babysit you, and he's gonna photo you on Wick's shoulder.
I'm gonna come back.
Why are you doing this? I mean, you're the one who's acting like a baby right now. Like, you tried to play keep away with me, and now you're all busy because I got a little mad.
Wick was the one that took you on that little adventure and escapade of yourselves. I think Wick is responsible for you currently, since she thinks it's a good idea to take you to places that probably aren't very healthy.
Can we all hear this conversation?
You are all in a group together.
Actually,
yeah, I mean, I'm not being quiet by any means.
Okay,
Cernus,
hold on.
technically, I brought them there.
To be fair, like, you haven't even allowed us to explain what the fuck happened. You kind of just ran off annoyed.
Because my face was melting!
Yes, and that's completely valid, but also you could have came to us after your face was healed to also ask us questions. We could have
You also could have not eaten paper from hell.
That nutrient vitamin D. See?
I didn't know it was from hell. I knew that it was probably something you probably shouldn't have since Wick was involved.
Oh, okay, so you don't trust
You ate exploding paper from hell?
I'll show you the paper, Galliard, and she pulls it out from his bag. This is a contract from Asmodeus.
He takes 5 steps back and is like, I'm not eating that again.
This is a contract from Asmodeus. Take a look.
I'm gonna eat my 8 balls.
Is that the only one you have?
No,
or is there more?
Radioactive Purple Rat Baby has one. I have one, so that... Yeah.
The contract basically says that you can go party with him at a time that you specify, and you can never leave the Hotel California.
Yeah.
No. No, you can leave the Hotel California, you just have dubious soul binding.
Yeah.
You can enter and leave the Hotel California at any point.
So basically so I was introduced to such beautiful music in hell, surprisingly, of all places, you know? And I was too enraptured by it. We almost died, but I was too enraptured by it.
Respectfully,
yeah, we almost died,
I appreciate your intellect and who you are as a person, but can you just say that again? You found music that you really enjoy in hell.
Yeah, I'm realizing, Kingsley, you took them to hell, Wick enjoyed hell, and the rat went to... You're a paladin, Kingsley! What the hell? Literally!
Wait, why were you in hell? Why were you in hell? Wait.
So many questions.
Look at him. Why do you think... Well, that's
racism!
For me.
Whoa!
I'm sorry. That one was a bit much.
I thought I was the racist.
As for the many questions I have been asked, no, I'm not answering those.
Okay, so from what I am understanding, you're not to be trusted because you're from hell.
I am not from hell.
You sound so... Okay, wait, let's take a few steps back,
now
please.
You're racist.
Let's take a few steps back.
It's not something that you need to be worried about.
It's not like it's
I am a paladin. I follow light in which that most good choices are created. Kingsley has just informed me that he's been dealing with some unsavory folks. I can't not say I haven't, but I'm not bonded to it.
Okay, wait, hold on, let's...
You want to know.
Zernus, you were about...
Sorry.
Galliard, quiet.
Asmodeus. Technically, my own bloodline.
Wait, you're related to Asmodeus?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
A lot of tieflings are.
Whoa!
But the only reason I serve him is what I'm trying to do currently. Trying to get people together. It's matchmaking. All he gives a shit about is people getting together. Fucking or not.
So like a love doctor in a way? I'm guessing.
Oh, lust.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm
Cool.
not doing anything bad.
So wait, are you... Does that mean you're basically playing romantic hooligan? That's the right term? Because I can't say Cupid. I don't know if they exist, so I was like romantic hooligan.
Romantic hooligan.
Sure.
Fair enough.
I mean, currently I'm kind of got my sights on a couple people that I'm trying to get together.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh boy, everyone look out.
Well, I mean, they're both lonely people from what I've seen.
Working for
And they've got similar interests.
This is so scary.
You're still working for this thing, whether he's your family, your contractor, right? You're still working from him, and he is based in hell.
Wait,
I
but
don't
Not
think I can
everything
just
in
look
hell
past
is
that.
inherently evil, Zernus.
there's also a point to be made that, like, you're following a regardless a person. You follow
Question,
light,
do
you
you-
just
do
follow something
we-
else.
Do we know any of the details of your paladin oath,
Yeah.
Zernus?
Good
Pull out
question.
your
I don't know
sheet.
if me player knows any details about my oath.
Oh no.
I mean, that was a thing that happened, but it's been a while. I mean, I could go over
We
it
did
if you
see,
need a refresher.
We did
Like-
see, what is it, Sithos? Or...
Hmm.
Yeah, see, we did
Here.
see- Yeah,
The fur block.
so
We know
We-
some details.
he's about there.
There's also
Yeah,
my
but-
brain's. Yeah.
So
Very
what
nice.
I will say is, I do not believe, to my memory, that Zernus, you have talked at all to anybody about when you took your oath. They have seen Sithos, but Sithos is honestly no part of your oath, and he never has been. He was there because he was the patron that most fit with your oath. But your oath had nothing to do with that. You took your oath because you regretted how you reacted with Galliard. And you felt bad about it, so you went off and found a priest to speak to in the town of Troutbeck. And then you took the oath under him. He was a blind man. And you took your oath under him because he was somebody who believed in that people could be redeemed. So you sat, and he went over all the tenets with you, and there was a sort of little speech he gave. And you and him, I remember this vividly, you and him had a little bit of back and forth because you were basically like, what is it all for? What does it matter? And he was basically like, well, you're not able to fix everybody, but you at least need to try. If they want
Banger
to be
words.
fixed.
Yeah, I have not informed anyone about that. I don't think anyone realized that I have
no.
enough.
Yeah, I don't think you ever
I
told
just
or
know you're a
informed.
paladin.
We just know you work faith and shit. Rick's currently coming up with a song in her
I was
mind,
saying
The Romantic
that.
Hooligan. We'll let me know.
I mean, if people ask him about it, he'll probably chuck on. It's like,
Well,
anyway.
no. You wanted to know about my ongoings with my patron. It's your turn.
Well,
Group bonding exercise.
hey, look, Acorn.
Hey, no, come on. Kingsley has a point, especially since you want to be going up for him, for his patron. We gotta know about yours. Come on, spit it out.
I can share something afterwards if you'd like.
I don't have that. I don't have one.
What do you
Kind
mean?
of. Well, it's a long story. I'm sure we don't have enough time.
Oh, we've got the time.
Yeah, we
We're
got the
just
time.
walking.
Right.
Stop being emo.
Well, I'm gonna look at Wick, deadpan through the helmet, my eyes just staring at her.
Wick looks
He's
at
starting to rub off on you.
Oh,
No, you're starting to rub off on him.
Good. I'm a great mentor. In my
Ah.
own.
I don't have a patron if that's what you're trying to get, so I can't be faulted for this because I don't have one.
But do you have an
What
oath you
did
still
you-
go by?
Yes.
Well, tell us
So,
about it.
yeah.
Well, I'm sure you've seen Clethos. I forgot how to say his name. He's gonna skin me for that.
Ethos?
Yeah, you've seen him talk to me and give me letters. I'm sure that's like all you need to know, right?
Why do you seem so
No.
insistent on blocking out details? Come on.
So this is something about vengeance, then. About
Feels-
No,
avenging
what? No,
right
no,
and
no, no,
wrong.
no, 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 no! Wait! It's redemption.
Or-
It's redemption. It's,
Okay, thank you. I could have just said that in the first place.
It's just because I didn't. Cause I've forgotten about why I took it, and I still feel bad.
Then shouldn't you think that even someone like Asmodeus can have good things about them?
Other than his lustful activities.
You can't be talking, I think. You really.
There's
you
nothing
really,
wrong with being horny on Maine.
No. No, wait, hold on. I'm defending Kingsley on this part. You can't be talking for him having a patron like Asmodeus. You really
Well,
can't.
hey,
What?
this happened before. Did it?
Before what?
Before this timeline.
Happened before. What? I wouldn't know this.
I think your oath has gone between them.
Yeah.
Cethos kind of gave you something about it, and here.
So we kind of know that you're now at least following an oath, right?
It always was. I just didn't think it was important because I'll be honest, I thought I'd be getting like a really cool ceremony or something extravagant, but it was just kind of a sad night. When I went
Ceremonies
in-
can be sad nights.
True. Oh, actually, hold on. Since speaking of your knight, can I hand him his fixed sword?
Hmm?
Because Lick pulls the pen out of her bag and is like, I was working last night on it with my Cerberus, and, I think that it's time for you to have it back.
Wait, it works.
Yes, I fixed it. It just needed a bit of fixing up. I feel like it looks upgraded, but I'm sure.
How do you upgrade a pen?
She makes it look cooler with like a cool little bit of welding into it and like some cool.
Gave it a little clip.
Little clip, yeah. Little clip.
You already had one. How do you think you like had it on your shirt?
Extended the clip.
Yeah. I made it fancy for you.
Do the buttons still work? Like,
She-
did they mess up the mechanics now? I have to relearn how to use my pen, or is it just
She just-
exactly the same?
She walks over to you and it's like puts your hand on the pen and just clicks the button where it would usually be, and it just transforms into a sword. You just like phew,
Clicks it 3
Oh,
times.
that's not good.
clicks it 3 times.
Wait, that's not good.
Clicks.
Why did it only take 1 click?
I thought
So-
3 clicks were boring.
I'm gonna give
But-
you a little something.
Oh,
So, it is easier to deploy now. What did I have you as the action economy before? Was it a free action?
yeah,
so.
it was just like swift movement.
That's what I thought. As part of the attack action, you could take it out. So, here's what I'm gonna say. If you take an opportunity attack with this weapon as a reaction, you can take 2 attacks. You can use your extra attack as part of the
Ooh.
opportunity attack because you were able
Oh.
to get it out
Whoa.
quicker.
Whoa.
Yes,
That's
that's
pretty
Whoa.
big.
That's
Okay.
huge.
Yay!
Yeah, but how do I put it back now? It took 1 click to do it, but usually, how do I put it back? Has it just reversed? I'm gonna try reversing the controls.
Okay, just like basically pressing it 3 times to put it away.
Yeah,
That will do so.
that's gonna take a while to get used to. He's not used to that. But thank you. Sticks that to his armor.
She's
I
like, no.
also have something kind of important to say.
You tell.
Well, I did talk to Dramuts, and she said that, well, she's going to step down soon, and The other gods are off with Keen. The older ones, the ones that were here first, are starting to come back. And after they're back, she's going to step down.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing. I think we don't need to do anything about that. I just don't want to keep that information from you guys.
That seems alright. The
Oh,
natural way of things reoccurring back to themselves, right?
Yes.
something,
When did we do
something
that?
worth mentioning. You mentioned the old gods.
Yes,
Uh,
they're coming back.
I'm currently in possession of one.
Huh?
What?
Uh-huh.
Excuse me?
Well, in a way. None of you know the name. What was it? Foven, do you?
Can we check if we do? I'm pretty sure we don't, right?
Phone?
Any-
Like telephone?
Anyone here who has a 5 or higher plus to history or religion, there is a chance. Anyone else, don't even try, because you will not be able to do so.
I
Religion.
don't think any of us are smart enough. I think Galliard's the only one who is
no.
smart enough to have a plus
Yeah,
5 in there.
Yeah.
Just saying.
If you do, is there anyone besides Galliard that might religion or history plus 5 or higher?
No.
Okay. Then yeah, there's nobody here that would know that name.
No.
Nuh-uh.
Well, Foven is one of the old gods of knowledge, apparently. They're bound within this. Just from the satchel at his side, they'll just take out the ethereal codex and hold it up.
Hey, why are you allowed a god of knowledge and I'm...
Then how are we supposed to get him out, do you think?
There are some powerful people who might be able to. If we could remove the gem properly, that has something to do with it.
Oh,
The
that's
gem?
a problem. Wait, you can't do that.
Can I remove? Oh,
No, wait, no, don't you dare.
Impulses.
No, don't you touch that book, don't you touch Galliard.
Excuse me, I can touch him wherever I want to. Well,
I will boot you into that tree right there. Do not touch my best friend. That book is intertwined with him. He can't get rid of anything on that book.
Okay.
I was hesitant to bring up the information before, but Drawson, you say you spoke to Dramatz, and
Yes.
you agree that the old gods returning is a good thing.
I do agree with that, yes.
Thank you.
So does that mean magic would be restored? No? I'm pretty sure not.
They don't.
Magic seems weird.
I don't know. I haven't seen that tower, so I'm just asking, just in case. If
Yeah,
that's
we-
They work more. Yes.
You still have
Yeah.
the book out, correct?
Yes.
It is going to begin to
Just
kind
held
of
in my.
wiggle in your grasp violently. It's like shaking
I'm
in
gonna-
your grasp.
Go ahead.
Hold on to it tightly, and if it doesn't stop, I'm gonna try to open it.
It does not stop, so you try to open it?
Yes.
Okay, so you open the book. Is there a specific like page you open it to, or is it just like a random page?
Just like a middle.
Middle of the book? Okay. As you open it, make me a strength check.
Oh dear. Strength check. That's a 8 plus 1 for a total of 9.
A 9. So the book flies from your grasp and begins to hover in the air in front of you. and all of you are going to hear a voice. It is soft, but projects enough that you can all hear it. I heard my name. Let's discuss. I am Foven.
Oh,
Ooh.
you're
Ooh.
wait.
Also, Galliard, you can use this as a spell book if you so choose, and you do not have to hold it in your hand.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
So you now have a
cool.
free hand. We are going to go ahead and hop on break, and then we will come back with that in about 5 or 10 minutes. Because I am going to grab food. So I will be back soon. We will be back soon. And let me get it on the break screen, and Hello, everybody. Welcome back. The book, Boven, has spoken. And it is going to... The pages are actually going to sort of morph and form into a face. It's a very crude face. You can see that there are eyes, there is a mouth. They sort of folded like origami into just like the vague features of a face. And the mouth moves when it speaks. So... You are thinking of figuring out a way to free me? Are one of you capable of doing so?
Probably not. I don't know.
No.
Probably not.
I mean,
A shame. A shame.
most
Foven,
capable person
this is the Godrunners. Godrunners, this is Foven.
the paper
That
face.
is
He's
an
kind of cool.
interesting name.
Oh, we decided it when we long story. I'm sure you know, right? Maybe.
I don't
The false
know
ones.
all currently. I know most things, but not everything. My current modern knowledge is a bit outdated.
We found out the false gods were false, and our name was around that time. We made it.
It took you all long enough. Thought it was obvious that they were false. But I
Well,
guess
Mr.
mortals don't
Fancy
understand.
Paper face, we don't know everything. No.
I think it's easier to see once you know.
Yeah.
So, I heard you talking, and you are worried your friend will be hurt by anything done to the gem. Whether you believe me or not, I can assure you that is not the case, as long as the gem and book are not damaged until their removal. If the book or gem is damaged before they are separated, then there would be damage incurred. But once they are separated, in theory, the spell should be broken.
If you kill my best friend, I will figure out how to kill you.
Oh,
So
don't
if-
worry. I won't kill your best friend. It would be whoever removed the gem if they do it wrong. I wouldn't do anything. I can't.
So, who here knows someone who's good with gems and the like? I'm gonna look between Galliard and Kingsley.
Ooh.
Guess you could say my dad, because of the gauntlet he wears. It has gems in it, but you know that's over there.
Well, we are heading in that direction, so maybe you could have your dad take a look at it.
I don't feel like having resentment to my father about Galliard's death. I mean, not that
Well,
you're gonna die. I'm hopeful that
you
you
could-
won't.
Well, why don't you see if your father thinks he can do it first?
Fair enough. He can do anything. Fixes my mistakes with his machines. So, can you just do that on your, own? And he's gonna, poke the paper face.
Don't touch me.
I'm gonna poke him again. So, answer my question.
Yes, I can
Fair
do
enough.
that at will.
Oh, okay. So why haven't you done it before?
Because I wasn't awakened until very recently.
Oh. Callie, can you feel this
Yeah,
still?
because when this is what Dramat's told me, when the other gods went away, now the old gods are waking up.
Oh. Wait, so I'm confused. This is a paper face, and he's saying don't touch me, but Callie, can you still feel this? And he's gonna just...
Yes, Galliard, you feel it on your face.
What? Just stop. Stop. Just rush over, take his hand, force it down.
Okay, I take that as my answer. Pokes the face one last time.
Poke you in the face.
I'm wearing a helmet, you can try.
You have a hole, don't you?
You gonna poke me in the eyes?
Yes, like you.
Well,
You said that they were awakening, right?
I'm gonna turn to Fovin. He would know this better than me.
from what I've gathered, my compatriots and I are awakening as of recently. To my knowledge, I believe they are all in separate places. I am the only one who is trapped here of my own fault, I guess you could say. When the temples of the false gods created this book as a gift, they used me as the source of knowledge. That way the book would always stay up to date. Although wasn't due to me knowing the knowledge just because my power allows that. So, the others are out there somewhere. I believe you might have seen one of them this morning during sunrise.
Yes, I did.
What do you mean you did?
Oh, Luminaria is the, that's the right name, right?
Luminaris.
Luminaris is the deity of beautiful sunrises and sunsets.
So, dusk and dawn.
Yes, the twilight, the transitions between day and night.
Ooh, pretty. That's beautiful.
Yes.
But like, wait, what about the rest of the night in the sky?
Bovin is going to chime in. There are others that oversee those. Luminaris is an interesting one because transitions, it's not just the transition from dusk and dawn, it's the transition of all kinds, from life to death and back again. From dimensional
cool.
travel. Luminaris oversees it all, any sort of transition.
That's
So,
pretty awesome.
does that mean Maldet has to follow Luminari again? Instead
Could
of...
follow Luminaris. If it was, is this Maldet, did they follow something of similar before?
Maldet was a follower of... I'm trying to remember her name.
Yeah, me too.
Starts with TH.
Tula and Idara. There were two that Maldet follows.
Yeah, like Death and Souls or something.
Tula.
Yeah, those two.
The
I
underworld,
see.
wasn't it?
I see. Then more than likely, yes. Although, I cannot say how your world would begin to work and how the churches will run things in the future. But in the past, the churches would always worship us by region. It wasn't necessarily that they worshipped. It's hard to explain. If you are a cleric of death, that does not mean that you follow the deity of death. That means that that is your domain you oversee. But usually, a cleric or paladin would worship whatever the god of the region is. So if this region of the world mainly follows me, we'll say, then any cleric or paladin would follow me if they live in this region. They could, of course, follow the cleric of death, but that is not standard practice. At least that was how it worked many years ago.
Oh. Cool.
It all went by area more than anything. It united the people under one banner rather than it being a bunch of separate ones all in the same place.
That makes a lot of sense.
He's explaining Christianity.
What kind of? That's kind of how it works. No, honestly, that out of game, that is kind of, yes, if one area worships a certain religion, that doesn't mean that everybody worships it, but There are people that don't, but that is just the majority god of the area. Vovin is also going to say, as I shared with your friend Galliard here, I am speaking to you now out of necessity. But in the future, when we take power again, you will not hear words from any of us. We work specifically through miracles and things of the like. Hearing words from gods of our status are quite rare.
Will we get at least a goodbye from you?
From me, perhaps, but the rest, you may never hear their voices.
Oh, alright.
Kind of intriguing.
Miracles.
The temptation to
the
like.
like.
Sorry.
So,
No, go,
miracle and what?
Similar things to that. Miracle and the like.
Like a feeling.
A feeling, yes.
Oh.
A wind of a certain temperature, a leaf that falls just in the right path.
Or a fart that escapes your butt.
Yes.
Why?
Why a fart in the right direction?
Why don't you speak to your followers?
We are few. These gods that were Fae were strong and then stole our power from us. And there were many of them. They could oversee their individual domains and still speak to their followers directly. They could party on the material plane. But for us, there are few. We are powerful more than they. But we have a lot to oversee among a very small group. And we don't have physical form. So it's a little harder to speak.
But you have, and then he'll pull up the book again. You have
Right
that.
now, I do. And that's why I'm speaking to you. But I cannot oversee my domain from within the book.
You're just really tempting me to make a war horde or some type of thing to give you a buddy in this forest. So, that sounds very weird. Yeah. It's very tempting. That's what I'm like.
Good.
So you could make a physical form and you could talk to them, but you're too busy doing other things to do that.
I could make a physical form for myself and inhabit it and come down to the material plane, but then work's not being done. Things would start to fall apart. They already are. There are vacant places in the cosmos and things are already falling apart. You just haven't seen it yet.
How does that work if you're so powerful?
We're not in our positions. What are you referring to? How
They've
did what
been
happen?
missing.
When you are in your positions, if you're so powerful, why can't you find a way to still speak to them? Is that not how gods work?
It's not. You're correct. That is not how gods work. Gods are not all powerful. We are not all knowing. We are powerful. We are knowing. But we are not omnipotent. We are not powerful enough to snap our fingers and do whatever we want. We have tasks. We have jobs. And we take them very seriously. Unlike those others. This world is in chaos because of their recklessness. Them coming down to the material plane and doing what they've done has set things in motion that now we have to correct.
Like
what?
The time.
There have been tears in time. There have been tears between the realms, letting creatures through into places where they don't belong. There are parts of this world that have been shifted and shattered over the millennia that have passed. Places that aren't where they should be.
So,
People that have disappeared.
Yes. And now we have to fix their mistakes.
How are you going to fix it?
I don't know. Not yet. I'm limited in this form. Once I get back to myself, I will know more.
You're not gonna destroy everything, are you?
That is not in our nature. There was a being that was their nature. They are gone now. We eliminated them many ages ago.
What if the Fae Gods come back?
If they come back, we're ready for them this time. They tricked us the first time. They won't trick us again. We know of their tricks. We did not know before.
No, just this side of character. I just had listening to this. Just makes me remember that I still have the Archfey around, but I don't know if he's even here.
Yeah, me over here with my
You can
Fae
always
ancestry.
You can always reach out to him.
I was like tugging in the air, but that makes no sense.
Just looks at you. Why are you trying to pull a train horn?
But yeah, literally pulling a train horn. I mean, do you want to try and summon him? Do you want to like try to summon the guy back?
Yes, 'cause I forget. I need, sure.
So what do you do to do so? How do you try to summon him? Do you say his name?
What was his name? I gotta quickly look at chat.
I can tell you, his name was Elanio.
Alana. Can I just whisper it?
You
Is it
can,
better for
yeah,
that?
just there's a conversation happening, so you can kind of, just off to the side, kind of say the name, and so Wick, you are going to kind of feel a hand wrap over your shoulder and just kind of tap tap, and it is cloaked in blue, very long, painted nails that almost have the dots of stars painted across them, and you're gonna hear a voice. You cold?
Oh.
And none of you see anything, by the way. Just Wick. But Wick, if you do try to turn to look, it's like the figure is shifting with you. Going to the other shoulder, going back to the other. You aren't able to actually get line of sight if you do try. Just at the edge of your vision.
I mean, at the edge of it, but like I can understand it. I feel as if Wick is just trying to focus on the conversation, but she's like silently asking, like, "Are you catching all this shit?" Type of
I'm
way.
catching all of this. This is amazing.
Sorry.
Stop it. Stop it.
I'm sorry. I love Archface. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah, and he's kind of chuckling a little bit. This is fantastic. Like, so much tea. Spill it, sis.
Ooh. Well, I mean, what does that mean for you, though, technically? Since you might... I don't know if you were going to go back to your world.
Is she talking to herself or whispering? Or...
That's a good question. Wick, what are you doing currently? How are you communicating? Because you're hearing this as if he's speaking next to you.
You know, I feel like Wick's been lonely-ish. So she would be talking a bit, like, just above a whisper, and she's, like, mumbling to herself, so y'all just think she might be crazy.
Zerna's just deadpan staring.
She just looks at him like, what's it to you?
Didn't tell me you were like me.
Mind your own business. And proceeds to just...
You like look around as you like walk around her. You okay? I know when I talk to myself like that, I'm probably not okay.
Are you dare suggesting that I'm not okay?
No! I'm just worried because we have a talking book and now you're talking to yourself and my head hurts.
Well, it might just be the rations I ate. They were probably a bit too old and I'm starting to see things.
So do you want to sit down, maybe take a rest?
Yeah, I'll sit down. She just walks over to a tree and sits down. Like, wait.
Looks at Kingsley. Do you think we should check on her?
He pays you absolutely no mind and is still just staring at the book. He doesn't look very happy.
Oh, that's a bit scary. The book.
Okay.
Foven is going to kind of wrap up what he was saying and then say, so, at this point, I am just trying to get out. I wish no harm to any of you. I physically cannot, and even once I'm out of here, that's not my position. I am a keeper and aider of knowledge and wisdom. That is my job. I'm what you would call a librarian of sorts. That is what I do.
Hey.
Wait. Stop it.
Hey.
You have it. Stop.
A librarian
Stop
with no physical form.
In the book, that's kind of connected to Galliard. So if you sleep with Galliard, you can sleep with the book.
That's not... Well...
No, we're not considering that an option. Stop!
Based on the rules put forward, technically
oh
that's not
no!
Correct.
Hey, Galliard! Hey!
Are you talking to your gay boy?
Zernus, help me, I'm scared.
Yeah, Zernus is gonna... Over his head, just hold you up.
Give it back. I'm kidding.
What? Get away! He was mine first! He's my best friend!
You're not dating him! Get him! I'm kidding.
Well, I don't need to date him! He's my best friend!
You are all
Okay,
very
okay.
strange. This is from Vogue. You are all very strange.
Well, Mr. Book, you are a silly little guy yourself, you know?
It was a pleasure meeting you, but we should probably go on with our original task.
That's
Yeah.
probably a good idea. I would warn you, you're in the woods of, if I've been listening correctly, some people that are very nature-based.
That's what I was saying.
I would be careful of what you see and hear in these woods. And if you see anything strange, take caution. I can't get out of here if you all die.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why we made a plan. Still holding Galliard above him.
The book is going to float over to Galliard, who is above Zernus' head, and is going to fly into the holster, and the holster's going to clasp.
Ooh.
We're not
We have-
actually thinking of releasing him, are we?
I mean,
What? What, Kingsley?
Well, if
We're not actually thinking of releasing him,
Why?
are we?
I mean, he seems better than the fake gods.
we
I
don't.
think the primordial gods would do a better job of making sure the world is not falling apart and that we're not going through time anymore.
And that we
Why
would
are you
actually
so
live normal
concerned
lives.
with speaking to gods? I thought you, after Serena, didn't want to talk to gods anymore.
Are we sure that they're trustworthy?
We don't know.
They're better than the fake gods, aren't they?
Are they?
As he, well, he
Do
can't
you know
physically
that?
hurt us. He's
I
stuck
think
in a book that's linked to my best
Currently,
friend.
But what happens once he's out?
We can't.
He said
say
he
for
wouldn't
sure,
destroy everything. He's just gonna go do his job.
But that I'll
I
try.
don't think they'll do anything bad.
Let's. If something goes wrong, can we not? We could just always stop the process of releasing him midway.
Drama.
That would harm Galliard. I don't want to hurt Galliard. I'm keeping him away from you, midget.
Excuse
Yeah,
you,
for keeping me off of the ground.
First
Yeah.
of all, I mean, I don't know how to do it.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think
so.
We should just take them at
Dramat's,
their word.
I don't think Dramat's is lying. I think she does.
Trust you, Drasan, but how do you know for sure?
I don't. That's part of trust.
We've been
What other choice
lied
do we
to.
have?
We've been lied to, tricked by gods before, whether they were Fae or not.
Well, how do we fix this, Kingsley? What are you proposing? We ourselves become the gods? We already decided we didn't want that.
Hey, becoming a god
It's
doesn't
not
make
what I'm suggesting. I'm just.
I think we should let what's happening happen and
These will the
try to unlink Galliard from that book. If you're
these were
not,
the old gods before they got tricked. By the sounds of it, other than the elves attacking, everything seemed fine.
Wait,
The world
but
was functioning as is.
I mean, true, but there could also have been like whiplash. I mean, I don't know.
I
It could be a
think
possibility.
that if you aren't sure about the old gods, maybe think of it as freeing Galliard from the book.
Yeah. Speaking of which, can I put you down yet? Wait, can you go and go away?
Why are you being so mean? I'm not doing anything.
You said you wanted to. What were the words you said?
Sleep with a possible primordial?
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't do it.
okay. He holds him higher.
No, that's not what I no. Okay, wait, look, I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. I promise.
Look, right. We were speaking about gods again. Every time they come up, usually the original plan we have falls apart because we're too distracted. We need to get your parents back and Leaf back. Can we focus on that at hand first? Then we'll worry about old gods, new gods, and the possibilities of everything.
If you guys are going to do that, I'm out. I'm not gonna do any more dealings with gods.
He says while dealing with devils.
But they're not gods.
He's not a god.
He's a lord, isn't he?
But lords aren't gods.
No,
There's
but they
a
hold
huge
power.
difference. Cernus, a god took over my body and tried to kill me, whether or not she was a fae or not. Asmodeus has done none of the sort. I don't trust any of them, primordial or fae.
Then how are we going to fix this realm? Or are you just too coward to do that?
We don't have to fix the realm. Right now, all
And
we
you
need
want
to
to
do is
constantly
get our-
jump back in time then?
Have we done it since?
It's not our job to fix everything.
I'm not saying fix everything, but we can make a start to help it. It's like growing a sapling. It needs help. It needs protection from wind, to not be overwatered. But after a while, you can just let it go and fix itself and grow and spread branches and leaves, and it can just become what it's meant to be.
That's why I said if you want to, I'm not going to join you. You can do it all you want. I want nothing to do with the gods.
They won't talk
This
to
is
you.
the same reason why I wanted that dagger away from any of us. She's in it. It has to do with the gods. At least now, no one else can get a hold of it.
That is
It wasn't
quite
just
true.
her.
Sorry, continue.
Doesn't matter. It was made by one of them.
We can have this conversation later. Come on, let's go get your parents. And he's going to walk off down the path where they were heading with Galliard on his shoulder still. I'm putting my arm down.
We're still walking.
Yeah.
I will say you will
I
be
was
slowed
thinking.
a little bit carrying Galliard. That will
How much-
slow
So you walk off.
How many carrots have you been
backwards.
eating?
You try to walk off and you go backwards from us. Further into the army.
Yes. Army's like, hey, where are you going?
Buddy.
I just phase back into the.
Yeah.
No, I'll put him down after I'm
Homer
like what,
Simpson
10
in the
feet away from
bushes
Wick.
into the army.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel
So
I
like
think
roll-
new goal,
Your
protect Galliard from Wick.
Yes. I think
Okay.
we continue our check.
I do want to put a hand on Kingsley's shoulder because I can sympathize with his reasoning. Like she just gives you a look of
His
knowing.
shoulder?
Huh?
Can you even reach his shoulder?
No.
Aw.
You know, good. Can you kneel down a little bit, please?
You should totally shapeshift right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're so
You can
right.
control it.
She looks at him and is like, you can see her hand grasp, and she can't reach it. She's like, fuck. But her brain got a click from a magical disembodied voice somewhere in a year over yonder. And she's like you can kind of see the shadow of her transform, and you just feel a hand on your shoulder, Kingsley, behind you.
Right, yeah. That happens.
You just see yourself, Kingsley. Hello.
Oh, how's Kingsley gonna react?
It just freaks the heck out.
Oh no.
Val.
Yep.
So, that's natural 1 on a sanity save, and I actually have no idea. He's already in a heightened state because gods are a topic.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to hurt the person, though.
I mean, roll me a d20.
Two.
We get zapped out of existence.
2.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Roll me a d20, add your strength modifier.
Why are you high now, bitch?
I feel like what's going to become the vanishing
It's
meme.
slow motion right now as Wick feels her soul leave her body.
Yeah, Asmodeus is like, ooh, yummy deal. I'm kidding.
18.
18? What is your AC, Rick?
Let me
No.
quickly take a look. That's procreate, not my AC is a 16.
Okay, so
So-
that would hit. So what happens, Kingsley? This is what you do. This is just gut reaction. You turn, you see yourself, you turn and shove. This is a shove, not a straight up attack, because you purposely don't want to hurt. So you shove and get like a good 5-foot distance. No, sorry, 10-foot distance between the two of you. And as Wiki, you just kind of stumble backwards. And Kingsley, you're just standing there, like, hand on your weapon, about like, getting ready. You're in like a heightened state, natural 1. I'm gonna say you are like pretty rapid.
This makes sense.
Oh,
She's like, wow.
hey,
Hey.
yeah,
Hey.
calm down. It's okay. We knew about this. It's all right. It's okay. It's not a trick. Well,
It's fine.
kind of is, but it's part of the thing she does.
Yeah. I'll show an example, and she'll transform into Galliard, and it's like, whoa, see, I'm the wizard, and then back to you, and then back to herself. Ta-da!
This is normal, she said.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I just wanted to reach your shoulder. I'm sorry.
Can I like try and calm emotions without getting punched in the face?
I believe there's a save for that. What is the save?
I'm sweating. Motherfucker sweating.
It's not a very good save. It's Zerness. It's a 14 charisma save. You have to beat.
Charisma save.
Okay.
Counters, but no, I'm kidding.
You ass.
I have to do math. Hold on.
Math. Don't do math. That's bad.
Okay, I'll do meth instead.
That's what I said.
21.
You're fine. You feel my hand on like your shoulder or your arm.
His automatic reaction. Don't touch me, Zernus.
Not touching's fine. Just breathing exercises. You know those, right?
I can't explain if you'd like.
I think right now he needs to process, maybe?
Good idea.
Being overloaded with... It's overstimulation. He's being overloaded with information.
Just
Yeah, I'll take a few
all.
steps. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just sit, calm, and breathe. Big breaths, and...
I'm gonna fall on the step next to Kingsley and not do anything, but be next to him so that we can cool down for our walk to where.
Yes. So, Kingsley. Drawson sidles up next to you. Fucking ads! Anyway, continue. I just want my ambience. It's all
No.
Your ambiance.
Kingsley.
He takes a breath and just keeps walking.
We'll walk. We'll follow.
Okay. So you two at the front, Drawson and Kingsley. And the rest of you falling behind. You continue your walk. You notice that there are more squirrels and chipmunks and things throughout the trees as you go. Occasionally you see one. But that's about the extent of the wildlife that you see. Most of which, like, you see, like, at one point, a small creature of some kind, some other woodland creature. Like, at the peripheral of your vision, you look over and it's already running away. Most of them seem to be staying away from you. And you know that you would arrive sometime a little past sunset is when you would get to the location which you're trying to get to, or the general area. Go ahead, Drawson. I'm going to have you make me a perception check.
Would it be alright if I walked beside Kingsley?
If
Not Kingsley, Drawson.
if they are both fine with that, I'm fine with that.
Like, bodyguards.
What?
I just want to make it seem like I'm walking beside Drawson, to make it seem like he's got two bodyguards instead of Kingsley and one trailing behind.
Well, we're not gonna go in there yet. I think the plan is to rest and then go in the.
It's up to you guys. Whatever you want to
Sure,
do.
the trees aren't listening.
Yeah, my perception was a 3.
Oh my
Great.
god.
So you continue to walk, and all in all, it's pretty uneventful. Again, you see the few creatures here and there. The plant life does become to get a little more, start to become a little more abundant in the variety. You start to see a lot more different colors. You see some more blues, some yellows, some purples, of flowers and other plants of different types. But that's really it. So you continue to walk, and it gets to around sunset, and you are not seeing a sign of a settlement, but you are pretty close to the mountains at this point. You're about where you should be, you just don't see anything yet. So You know you're in the right area though. You just need to find a large enough source of water. And then you should find the settlement. But you haven't seen that yet. Do you want to set up for camp now?
I feel like that's... Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Come on.
I would like to apologize to Kingsley for scaring him in a minute. If that is okay.
If he lets you approach him.
I can make an paper. I can make
A paper airplane hits him in the horn, gets
Yeah.
stuck there on like the rounded one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to scare him further, but I also don't want to be like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I'm scared to approach."
So what do you want to do then, if anything?
Actually, hold on. She'll write on a piece of paper and she'll hand it to Tick, because she has Tick, and I forget her fucking pet. And he'll waddle over to Kingsley and put the paper up in the air for him.
Okay. Kingsley, do you take it?
Kind of looks at it. Snatches it.
Tick
Raise it.
does well. It just says, "I apologize for scaring you. I just wanted to like touch your shoulder, but I didn't want to say if you can kneel for a bit. I just wanted to try to help, and I sympathize with your situation, and I understand your concerns." And she just writes, "I'm sorry," with a little smiley face. She's like, "I'm sorry." She takes it with
Folds it up. Stands up and walks over. Fine.
Excuse me?
You're fine.
Oh, okay. Half of me thought that I was gonna have my soda in half. Hey, it's good. I feel bad. I'm so sorry.
Apologize for how I react.
What? There's no need to apologize for how you reacted. I feel like it was kind of warranted with the state you were in earlier. Great help. Yeah.
Don't mind me. Was doing a couple rolls for a thing. Don't worry about it.
That's concerning.
I mean, I understand why you would react in such a manner. I wouldn't say I trust the guy fully, but there's options.
Part of me feels we'd be better off without any of them.
Well, that's completely your opinion. I don't really know. Can't really relate because I don't really follow gods. So I didn't really care if a god was here or not. Don't get me wrong, it's intriguing, but, you know. The ambience is so cool, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, DM.
Yep.
Something feels really off about this forest. I rolled a dice just to see if, like, he would listen to his paranoia. Something feels very off. I don't like it.
Okay. I mean, that is all your vibes. That's great. You have... Would you like to vibe check the forest?
Vibe.
I would love to vibe check the forest.
I want you to roll an insight check.
Oh, fuck. Insight.
Vibe check the forest.
I will vibe check the forest as hard as I can. 18 plus 4, 22.
Okay. Would you be doing this during your trance or before? Because I would
Probably
allow you to
before.
vibe check
Something
during
feels
your trance.
very bad. This is bad. I don't Forests
So-
don't feel this way usually.
Okay. Normally, and you're correct. 22, you said, right? Kind of close your eyes and just feel for a minute. And normally forests are very welcoming, very opening, very serene. Sometimes there's threats, of course, but they're normally very serene. And you are correct. Obviously, you don't know what, but something here just feels dark. It feels corrupt. It feels wrong on a very deep level. You honestly, now that you're focusing on it, you feel it in your bones. It's a feeling of rot. It's like a tree that's on the outside beautiful. Looking around, it's a very beautiful forest. But if you were to cut into it, it is rotten to the core. You don't know what it is or why. Not with that specific check, and not with a vibe check. But that is the vibes you are getting.
Oh, don't like it. No. I think with that, he's gonna stand up, like, very uncoordinated, just looking around. Just,
I'll give you
like,
one more
genuinely
thing.
scanning up and down.
And as you're doing so, one more feeling hits you in the back of your head. It's like that feeling like you're being watched.
But fuck. Where are you? I know you're there. I know you swear
don't
to God.
see anything, but you just feel it on the back of your head, like there's someone behind you staring at you, but you look and there's nothing there except more forest.
This ambience is
That was
awful.
perfect timing.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
I know I'm doing a good job then.
Woo!
Yeah.
Something's wrong. How do I fix it? I'm just gonna stay staring, watching, listening. There's this feeling, intuition, as you will. Just what's here?
Make me a perception check. Keep in mind at this point the army is in their distance from you guys. They're half a mile to a quarter. I'll say they're a quarter mile out, a little closer. And it is just the 6 of you.
Can Galliard approach a bit after this
I don't know
is
if you
resolved?
can see that that is a natural 20.
Is that what you got on your perception check? What for a
Yeah,
total
it's a
of?
24. Again.
24?
Something's very off about this forest.
That makes sense. So, Galliard, I will get to the description in a second, but Galliard, you said you wanted to approach. I think this will actually work out if you do. So what do you do when you approach? Are you approaching Xernas?
Approaching Xernas just because we spent a lot of time together. I can see when he gets spooked, and it's not usually like this. He just kind of approaches, doesn't put a hand on his shoulder or anything. Xernas, are you? What is it?
Something's wrong. This forest, it's not like the rest, it's not nature, it's not normal, it's not these things. I can feel it, I know it's there, I just can't see it.
What do you feel?
Eyes, feelings, it's hard to say. Something's there, but you can't see it, you can't locate it. It's not, where is it? I know it's there.
Are they close?
Awfully.
And
Or
Xernas?
reach out with my senses? Oh,
Oh, perfect. Reaching out with your senses. And what senses specifically?
listening for any heartbeats.
You know, it's weird. You don't hear a single one.
Not even our own?
None at all. Something's weird. You've kind of had this ability for a while, Galliard, and it's one of those things where it's kind of in the background most of the time until you really focus on it. You can't really tell if this ability faded earlier or if it just disappeared. You can't really tell. You don't hear a single heartbeat, though. Either that ability's not working or something's preventing it.
I would like to ready action to attack.
Well, that works. And with that, 24. You see your owl friend again. perched on a tree, staring directly at you. It is about 30 feet away, diagonally from you, up in one of the trees. It's a taller tree. And it's just kind of staring at you. Head turns around 180, looks behind it, turns back to you, looks at Galliard. Maybe those were the eyes on you.
He doesn't believe that. No, something's wrong. That owl. No, I saw you before. You shouldn't. How far have we traveled?
You've traveled a great number of miles. Is it reasonable an owl could have followed you? Yes, it is reasonable. They're fast enough that it could have stayed pace.
It wouldn't have followed a giant marching army that would have scared its food source away.
But a group of 6? Perhaps.
I have a question.
Yes.
Galliard knows the Find Familiar spell. I don't know if that in this world there'd be any way to reason out or try to see if this would be something like a conjured animal like that, or if it really just is normal owl.
There are a couple ways that immediately in my head pop in my head. One of those ways would be like a detect magic. That would immediately ping it.
I'll pop
familiar. You're gonna pop a detect magic?
Yeah, using the Scribe's Wizard thing to get a free ritual immediate.
Oh, true. You can do that with Scribe's Wizard. Cool. And
while
so
he's doing that,
it does not
use
any form of magic.
I want to look at what it looked at. It did 180, not a 360. It looked at something behind it. What did it look at?
Your dark vision is 60 feet, correct?
Yeah.
No.
Perception check from before with the 24. That's the best you could get. I'm going to tell you. You do not see anything within your 60-foot dark vision that it could have been looking at.
I would like to move closer.
How much closer?
To the base of the tree. Almost trying to hide.
That'll get you roughly another 15 feet forward. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Can I move with Xerneas? Is Xerneas letting me move?
You can, yeah. He's moving like on his tiptoes, so he barely makes a sound. Or at least trying.
Check.
I'll stealthily follow to it.
Then you make a stealth check as well. Xerneas, you tell me first, and then I'll get Galliard's.
Let's say 22.
22. Question. Just so I know if you're rolling with advantage or with disadvantage or not, were you wearing your armor at the time? Or do you have
We were just about to sleep. Probably not, no.
Okay, so then did you roll regular, no disadvantage? Okay,
yeah.
Just making sure so you get the best you can. You are stealth as well as you can. Galliard, what'd you get?
That's an 8 total.
Okay. You were stepping on branches and going, and then crunching on some leaves. It's like, and you're trying very hard. But, like, you're not used to just waltzing through the woods. There is no path here. You're just going through forest.
Yeah, you're no elf. This is my territory.
This is more your thing, Xerneas, and so you are a little more adjusted and walking through with nary a sound. From where you are now, you see a squirrel.
How far?
It's like you have 60-foot dark vision, so you'd see this. It's right at the edge. It's about 60 feet.
What's it doing?
It's just kind of in the ground, like getting in the ground, like digging a little something. And the owl seemed to have looked at it. And Galliard, detect magic is concentration for a little bit, right?
Yes, 10 minutes, 30 feet, and I'm keeping it on holding concentration.
I will tell you. So Galliard, obviously it can't reach the scroll. You cannot tell that. The owl does not ping at all. But right in front of you, within now being this close, right at the edge of the 30 feet, like maybe 27 feet. There is this kind of blue shimmering wall, and you see glyphs hovering around it. A lot of this seems to be illusion based.
Zernus, there's strong magic here. Illusions. It might be warded
Where?
up just a bit. About
There?
30 feet.
I'm gonna point roughly. There?
More there, no point where he saw or
Right.
felt.
He's gonna pick up a rock. And he's not gonna hit the squirrel, but he's going to throw it in a way that he's gonna try and get the squirrel to go that direction, where this illusion is.
It flies through the air. Because the squirrel is past where the illusion is. The squirrel's about 60 feet. The illusion's at about 27 feet. I think Kelly knows what's about to happen. The rock flies through the air. 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, 25, 27. Gone.
I'm gonna
Rock
check that.
You gonna check?
Galliard.
You gonna, walk up?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Galliard, you stay here. Watch me. And if I'll do something to get your attention. Anything. Whether it's a scream or rock throw. I'll do something to get your attention. Make sure they're safe. And I'm gonna start sneaking towards this illusion.
Okay, just one moment, please.
This is where I die. Drababen just appears from behind a tree. Cease.
I mean, honestly, if there's anyone to do it.
Hey, it's me, the devil.
From the Bible.
The Bible.
The baby.
Shit, what the fuck is this?
You know, it's me, the devil from the Bible.
Trying to remember the rules of a thing, sorry. I should know this. God, it's bright.
Wait.
How many hit points do you have, Zernus?
Fuck. Enough. 81.
81? Okay, so you are walking past the 27 feet, correct? That is what
I
you were
want to
trying
get
say.
to the 24 feet, put my fingers through and then just put my face through.
Okay. You do so. And you see a sprawling village. It's spread out over a decently large area. You see the beginnings of a small little lake with water flowing down from the mountains. There are many torch lights around. And you see a few people. What is your passive perception, Zernus?
Passive perception is a 14.
Oh!
14? So you kind of hear a crack to your left, and your head just kind of looking through the illusion. There's a tree, and there is someone standing right there, and they point in your direction, and they say a word in Sylvan. Do you speak Sylvan?
Yeah, do I actually? I do.
Something.
Fuck, what do they say? No, stop that.
It is I'll say it's a word in Sylvan that essentially translates to, now stop. And you immediately feel your body lock up. There is no save to this due to the number of HP you have. Your body immediately locks up. And Galliard, you see Zernus kind of just standing in place. Zernus, you cannot speak. And so you are locked in place. Galliard, you say that, and there's no response. And then Galliard, you're going to...
Seeing
behind
this.
you, I need you to make me a acrobatics check or athletics.
Now that's a total of 9.
Total 9. They only got an 11, but that is still better. You are grabbed hand over the mouth. They grab you, and somebody is attempting to drag you kind of behind a tree. Yes.
How far away are we from everyone?
We're going to get there. What, Zernus, were you going to say, though?
What about Sock? He's been following
have not
Galliard ever since.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with Sock. I'm okay with Sock following you around in most cases, but in a thing where you're going to do something like this, I want you to specify it. Because
Okay,
that
fair
is kind of a that's kind of a thing. It's like, okay, I'm in a bad situation. Now my out of it is this dog. So I'm gonna just say, unless you specify, I'm not gonna let you use that as an out.
Would his Sock at least be staring at us, or is he just like with Sarai eating fucking jerky
Probably
again?
asleep.
I'm gonna say Sarai is over with the group, and as far as distance, you guys, so you would have. I'm trying to do the math here. You would have moved up 15 feet there. Okay.
Are we?
I'm going to say the only person that they could potentially see, due to the limits of dark vision, and only the people with dark vision would have the chance for this. So who has dark vision? Does Drawson dark vision? No, Kingsley does. Do changelings have dark vision?
No, not at least for me, no.
So Kingsley's the only person, because I don't think the rat has it, if my memory serves. The only person who could see would be Kingsley.
Party. Very little dark vision. It's the dream.
Yeah, I love it. This is literally my dream. Because here's the thing. The plan this entire time, and nobody has specified differently, is to keep the light limited. Because you don't want to get spotted. That was the plan Joseph set in place with the army that you guys followed. And it's not been specified otherwise. So as far as I'm going,
so
there is no fire.
yeah.
So, Kingsley, what is your passive perception? Because there's, unless you want to have been actively looking around the area. If you want to have done that, I'll let you roll. Otherwise,
I think with his heightened state, he would have been.
Then go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Galliard and Zernus getting in trouble again.
A 14?
I just remembered about something that would have come in so much help earlier.
What is it? And I might tell you if it would be allowed to be applied in post.
The thread of fate. I can gain true sight for an hour.
True. You would have been able to see it. That I will say it's too late for that. If it was something that we could have applied and made work better, then I would have said, no, it's fine. But in this case, it would have been something.
Galliard would have known that there was magic affecting Zernus from Detect Magic.
Oh yeah,
True.
well, if it was magical effect.
You're right. I will say you noticed right as you were being grabbed. So you know that something is affecting Zernus. But then you get immediately grabbed. you get
yoinked. Yoink.
Kingsley, with a 14, you see Zernus and Galliard kind of walk off to the side. A tree obscures your vision, and you see Zernus standing somewhere. His face disappeared through air. You don't see where Galliard went, and Galliard, you get pulled into said tree. Into it.
Oh.
And you go somewhere. We'll get to you in just a second. Zernus,
Back rooms.
You are going to immediately, you are currently stunned for a condition, which, let me just, to be fair, I want to tell you exactly what you can do. Okay, attacks have advantage, you autofill dex and strength saves, and you're incapacitated. Can't take actions or reactions, and I believe, unless I'm thinking of a different condition, speak only falteringly, but I want to make sure I'm thinking of the right thing. Because if you can actually speak, then I will take back what I said before and say that you can. It wouldn't have changed anything for Galliard, but because Galliard got yoinked, but incapacitated, can't move, and can speak only falteringly. So you can basically like You're like mumbling to yourself.
Can I?
So yes.
If I speak via faltering.
Yeah.
Can I just start belching this odd, homogeneous song of
You can. You 100% can. Nobody in the camp hears it. No sound passes
Everyone
through
now
the wall.
knows of me, though.
Everyone inside, and immediately the guy goes, and you are going to, you're basically going to feel your body regain its movement. As he drops that spell, I think he can drop concentration. I think that is concentration. It's not. Fuck.
How close is he?
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Here's the thing.
That's what I think.
It's power word stuff. So it's not concentration, so he can do something else without dropping it. So I will say it's not dropped, because if it was concentration, I would have said, I'm doing this by the rules.
Yeah.
He did.
I did try
Zernik
and
does
say,
get a Constitution save after every round.
You
for
do.
power words done.
So I'm gonna say, go ahead and make me a con save in the dice bot.
Dice bot.
You have to beat a 18.
An 18. Discord hates me usually. What's my con save? Okay.
Yep. Let me get it open so I can see what you get. And
Oh.
don't forget, bot spam's where it works. It doesn't work in dice rolls. Okay. So you do. So that is, let me double check when that goes into effect, though, at the end of your turn. So going based off how this would work, you are stunned. You start belting song. End of your turn, you make the save. You beat it. He is then going to, let me look at his spell list here. He can't do that again, because he can only do that once. That's a big one.
Did try and say we should prepare. What did we do? Dawson, if you weren't such a lovable character, I'd skin you.
I told you to rest before we went forward. That's called.
We are right there.
You were getting ready to be fair, but you just, set up right in front of their place because you were about the area. You were where you thought you should be. You just didn't see the thing. You had no way of knowing. They were hidden. They made preparations.
This is wildly inconvenient.
It really is. I'm checking. How does this work? Can they take you with them for this?
Am I unstunned at the end of my turn?
No, you are, but that's the end of your turn, so you can't do anything. It's over to them now.
I can't move then.
No, because it is not your turn. So they are going to rush up to you. They were like 15 feet away. They're going to rush up to you.
You know how I
Yes.
readied an attack action?
You did, but the ready action only lasts for one turn. That was also before you walked over here, and you've been stunned since then.
Fair enough. Alright.
Yes.
Bitch, bring it.
Yeah. So he's going to place a hand on you. And
Very
you are
intimate for the
going
first date.
I think you need to make a save. Let me double check, because that's the thing. It's weird about if you need to make a save on this. And I want to be fair
I love
about
Dawson. I also hate him so much right now.
it. Hey, listen, it's not Drawson's fault.
No, it's not. But this is his home, so immediately, logic. There is no logic.
I know it's a willing creature, but if you take someone who isn't, is there a save? Can you take someone who isn't? I'm gonna say go ahead and make me a... This is to dodge the guy, I'll say, because it doesn't say... Okay, I want to have you make a save. It doesn't say that there's a save to make, but I'm gonna give you a chance. Using the dice bot, make a dex save.
A dex save.
And you are no longer stunned, so you actually can make this roll.
Yay!
What is it?
Uh,
Oh, I thought you already rolled and it was bad. Okay, let's see. I have faith in you.
I do too. Maybe, kind of. Please. Ah!
Damn. Okay. I didn't know your plus
Fuck
was better
you,
for that.
wizard bitch!
So
I'm free!
he rushes up to you and attempts to grab your arm, and there is a flash of magic. He vanishes, in sort of a puff of like green and leaves, but you dodge the hand and remain where you are. I'll say that you do kind of take that step back to dodge, and so you're out of the wall. You no longer see the place that's there.
Right, I'm
and
moving
Kingsley,
to
you see
Drawson.
someone. Okay, so you move over to the camp with everyone else, and Galliard, Kingsley, you see them come in, and then the rest of you, if you're still awake, see Zernus come back, and
I'm going to, like, kind of just, like, grip Drawson by the shoulders. You didn't tell me we were right here! Oh my god, they're right there!
What? Huh?
Where is Galliard? Where did he go? There's people, mages, strong ones. We need to go. Move. Do something, please.
Well, I guess we could start right now. Just hold on. And I will get ready to do our plan early, I guess. Because apparently they're right here.
Kingsley, are you sitting, standing, laying? What position are you in currently?
He was probably sitting.
Probably sitting. Give me a sec. I gotta get that tab back up. God fucking damn. Why do I have that open twice? Probably don't need that open twice. Does not affect this. Actually. Kingsley, make me a dex save. Dice bot is for you. I'm gonna be fair about this.
This work.
That is probably the most amount of luck I'm ever gonna have.
That was
you
a
use
lot
it
of luck on your part.
You use it all up right now.
Yeah. No.
That is a failure. Kingsley, you are going to get grabbed, and you're going to vanish.
Oh.
We'll get to where you are in a moment as well. So it is now Wick, Zernus, and Drawson. You all see a figure clad in black.
Hey.
You don't see any features before Kingsley is grabbed and gone. And the rat, yes, so sorry. The rat, Wick, Zernus, and Drawson are there.
I will say, for, like, the record, before I go in there, I left a lot of my things with the army. What I have right now is my daggers, I have my gun, because it's part of the plan. I basically have my starting items. I'm wearing my vestments right now, with the holy symbol as, like, the clasp on the robe of Holy Symbol of Dramas. I have my picture of Kingsley. I left most of my magic items. I have the Book of the World and the Bloodwell vial. That's my magic items that I have. And that's it.
Yeah. I basically have my sword, my bag of holding that has my everything in it, and Sock's probably now on alert.
Sock would be very alert, yes.
Where are they?
They're gone! They've been grabbed! There was a dude! He tried to grab me!
No, not those. The other ones. Those we're looking for?
What? The other ones?
The people.
Through the illusion, there!
Oh, okay. An illusion. Thank you. I'm going to pick up Mundungus and bring him. Kingsley's going. Who else is going?
I'm gonna, like, start to putting half my armor on.
And, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Zernus, I'll allow you, in the time you have, really quickly, one action to put on, you'll get the stats of breastplate. You would need to take a full time to put on the rest, but make sure you have the stats of breastplate down for now.
Stats of breastplate. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I cast a mage armor on myself.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm gonna put, basically what I had in my drawing that I posted earlier, so bracer, chestplate, helmet.
Okay. Are all of you running together in a group, or are you spread out? Just so I can know how you're entering this area.
I'm right next to Drawson.
I'm walking, I'm not running, but I am going forward with Zernus.
walking next to Drossen. Galliard, where are you? Or sorry, not Galliard. Wick, where are you positioned?
Wouldn't you
in
like to know where
relation
you
to
are?
the other two?
Yeah. I'm just following the others. I'm like semi-tired, so I'm like, yeah, type stuff.
I would
That's
also
fair.
like
Staying
to
with the others.
specify that I'm going to put the previously mentioned vegetable in my pocket.
Vegetable.
Good to know. And so you guys, I'll say you're staying together, and
Rat?
then I was just about to ask the rat. Are you staying with them, or are you trying to stay away from them and go independently?
Yeah, I might actually sneak around
Okay, sneak around.
independently.
Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
You're bright
Kind of
purple.
bright purple. I'm small though. It cancels
You're
out.
small.
It's fine.
The grass is high enough. You might be able to do this.
You just see like the
Trust.
grass moving when he moves.
Oh, pause champ. I don't know what stealth is at Stack. I actually I have proficiency in stealth. That's
Oh,
interesting. I gotta do math. Never mind, I don't have to do that much math. I got a 1 to be 20.
a 1d20. Okay. So you are, as far as you know, decently hidden. And for those of you that are going, you do not see the rat moving through the grass.
Ooh.
So,
Oops.
Buck is moving with me, I'll specify. As you wish.
thank you. Thank you. So, you all begin to walk. I need all but the rat, actually, to make a dex save.
Is this against the spell or magical?
It is not against a spell or magical effect.
But I do add how much?
Yeah, how much, Zernus, how much do you add to the rest?
Everyone gets a +3.
+3, okay.
That doesn't help me in the long
Oh,
run.
do you want this in bot spam?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well.
Okay.
Just because it'll...
Scrap that roll I just had. Time for my bad luck.
No, listen, you've had good luck so far. You got this. I'll look inside.
Oh, Drossen.
I can't do dice rolls doesn't work for me, so I'm just typing.
Okay. Wow. Not Lance. Zernus is the only one who passed. So you guys start walking forward and step on a patch of loose earth, and it goes down, and then you all get caught in a net, except for Zernus, who you feel your foot start to slip and hop backwards and are able to get out of it. The other two take it up into a net. Immediately, 3 people exit through the illusory wall, all of them holding... So one is holding a spear, one is holding a sword and shield, and the other is wielding a staff of some kind. This is not the person that you saw, though, Zernus. Not the person that you saw initially that tried to grab you. This is someone else.
Did they look like they are seasoned warriors? Or just hunters, like Callie said? Jocelyn said.
Given your history with, guards and stuff, I will say, looking at them, they don't necessarily look like seasoned, hardened warriors, but they look like they've seen some combat. And I will tell you, based on their clothing, they don't... These ones, specifically, these 3. The first guy you saw on the inside that did the magic and tried to grab you, very forest vestments and everything. Looks like they belong here. These 3 do not look like they belong here. This is armor. This is weaponry. This is... They look like they came from outside.
Hello.
They're just in a row.
Letting me down so we can talk.
Shut it. You're coming with us.
I think you are looking for me, and I'm here to talk.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
They do look up at you at that point. One of them does. The one with the staff does look up toward Drossen, so let's see.
Persuasion.
I am actually good at this. Ooh, okay, not terrible. Very cute. That's 17.
17. The guy with the staff kind of looks over at you, kind of puts a hand on one of the other's shoulders. You the one they call Drawson?
Yes.
Fuck. Fine.
If you let
Come
him
with us
down.
peacefully.
I will come with you peacefully.
You'll get to see the others when we get there.
Okay.
We were here to protect the place. They are going to search you and remove any weapons on your person. Are there any that you try to hide?
I would like
pen.
to shove my pen in my butt crack.
You're being
thinking-
serious.
Yes, I am.
Oh my
Sleight of
God.
hand, please.
I would like to try to hide the gun, because
I
that's
would-
how we're planning to signal the people. But I can do
Also-
it with other ways.
Also, sleight of hand. I'm gonna ask Dicebot on this as well, because this is one of those situations where I'm like, I kind of want it to go in a specific direction, so I'm trying to make it. I don't want no cheat.
May I hide my weapon in my cargo pants?
Which weapon? Your pistol?
Yeah, my pistol.
Yeah, go ahead and sleight of hand as well.
Hey!
Damn it, doesn't work.
Okay. They see you trying to hide a pen, and they're a little confused why you're trying to hide a pen. However, they are on edge enough that anything you're trying to hide must be dangerous in some way. So they do take that from you. So you have no weapons.
So they took any weapons? Did they take armor?
Any
as well?
weapons? They did not take armor, but any armor, any clothing you're wearing, they don't take off. But any like weapons or shields or anything you would have, they do. I will say with a 20 and a 21 for Wick, you do get to keep those. I will say,
Excellent.
at first they look at the bracer and it's like, okay, it's an armor piece, but they do try to take that from you because it does not look like a standard bracer. There's a lot of like mechanical bits and some moving parts. They don't know what it is, but it looks like it could be a weapon or something else dangerous. They are trying to be careful and safe.
Hey, that's to keep my arm in place. It like moves it away.
Deception.
Lie.
Deception check. You have to beat all 3 of their insights.
Oh,
I mean, you're a paladin, so you have good charisma, so you could.
Is deception right?
Deception. You are lying, correct?
Yeah, I'm lying. That's the genetically modified 20.
One of them got a 19 on the dice, and their plus is higher than 1. So, and this is the guy with the staff. He seems a little smarter than the rest of them. The others are kind of like, okay. But then the guy with the staff is like, really? And looks at you, unclasps the final thing that they had to do, takes it from you, looks it over, trying to like figure out what it is, and then puts it with the other gear.
I'm gonna
And
hold
they're
my
basically
arm.
just shoving
God.
it all in a bag.
If my arm breaks, I'm blaming you. Sending you the bill.
You'll get it back at the end. And then you are led through the wall. Do any of you fight this? Now the rat, by the way, radioactive purple rat, you are entirely scot-free here. They have not noticed you. You watch all of this happen.
I do not try to fight this.
I guess I don't if I'm following Drawson, though I'm gonna.
Okay. So, I want to ask, for the rat, what are you doing? Because you are the one who is currently, as far as for everybody else, and this goes for everyone here, they are either incapacitated somewhere or being led in. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm freaking out. That's what I'm doing. He's like, oh shit. I'd like to, I guess, try to follow
my friends while not being spotted. I don't know how easy that'll be, though.
Okay. So you can do so, and we'll say in the beginning here, these guys, going off your stealth check from before, they do not notice you. You're able to move through the grass without being seen. From your right, once you get toward the first building, which is kind of just a ramshackle hut, Rat, you hear, psst, over here. Psst. And it's like a really small voice. Over here, to your right.
I'll
Do you
look first.
You see you see what looks like a squirrel. It is just your standard everyday squirrel, but its one eye has a slash down across diagonally over it. And he's got like a little leaf eye patch.
Oh god, its buck is a squirrel.
And
Yeah.
you're like, hey, those your friends? They just got taken in?
Yeah, they are.
Alright. Listen, this place is really dangerous. I got some friends on the inside. There's some people in there that want to kill most of your friends. Most.
Why? What the fuck?
I don't know, but I've heard them talking about like people, the tiefling with the horns and the one with the goat legs. They don't really want to kill that one, but they want to do some really deadly things, but they don't want to kill. It's weird. I don't get it. It's fanaticism. Anyway, and then the others, they don't really. The only one they really care about is the satyr. But you know, there's this one guy, white fur, blood vials across the chest. Really doesn't like the tiefling.
Oh no. Okay.
I can help you get
Why
your
are
friends
you
out.
here? Okay.
Listen, some of my people were taken too. They were doing some weird experiments on them. Help me get my friends out. I'll help you get yours.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Follow me. Do you follow?
We have an army.
Okay. Yeah.
Have an army.
Yeah. So you
Can,
Yeah?
can I like insight first? Just a little.
please do.
You know, I don't think I've ever rolled insight before. Is that
It's a good time to.
is that a natural one?
Is that it? Listen,
Let me
you've
look for my
never
7.
believed someone
Yeah,
more in your life. No, which is it? Is it a natural one?
it's a natural.
Okay.
Oh my
What
God.
is insight? Let me check real quick.
Wisdom,
I mean,
think?
it's wisdom. So that'd be a fucking 3. I trust this.
This squirrel is hardened, the most trustworthy person.
The most
you don't-
trustworthy person to me would not be a person. This tracks.
This tracks. People
What a
suck.
squirrel?
Ali, let it be known, if anything happens, I resent you.
What?
So, right, you are taken behind this rickety building down into a tunnel underneath it. Crawling through the tunnel. It's a decently big tunnel. The rats, or the squirrel's not small, so it's big enough for you as well. You both go down in, you go through the tunnels, they twist and turn, they branch off in places, and you are led to a room. It's a decently big room, carved out of the dirt. And there are, on one side, there are moles planning on little wooden desks. There are squirrels training on little stick dummies. You have found this group. And you start to notice very quickly, all of them have slight alterations. Like maybe one of them has an arm they shouldn't, or a missing leg replaced with something else, like a squirrel with the leg of a skunk. And these things are all altered in some way, and it kind of rings back to what was said about the experimentation. And they all are conversing and talking in fluent common, most of them. Some of them are, getting aided a bit, but most of them are conversing in fluent common.
The rodent
What the
rebellion.
fuck?
The rodent rebellion, indeed.
What the
And
fuck?
And they all look to you as you enter, and the one who'd led you in kind of puts his hand up. Found another. And everyone, yeah!
What the
And
fuck
anyone
is
who would-
going on?
I'll say like Zernus and those of you that are being walked through the street, you just very, 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 very faintly hear from like behind you. You look and there's nothing there. But
Rasen? Rasen, what the hell are we doing?
Yes? We're going to talk.
Yes, this looks very, very much able to talk. They stripped us of our weapons. We are very, very weak right now.
If I could make a bomb.
Well,
How are you gonna
Your
make a
butt-
bomb? Willpower?
yes.
Yeah.
Water
Sheer
pressure.
willpower.
Rasen, just... I sure hope you know what you're doing.
I don't think we'll have to fight.
Why don't
You don't want to fight by this looks of it. Is there someone here you want to keep alive?
I grew up here. I don't want to see the people here hurt.
That was 9 years ago. Look what they're doing now. The powerful magic they wield. I couldn't even... You know what? Your plan. Your job. I'll follow. Just... make sure we don't get killed.
So you three walking through are led past people, and these people you're passing, these are just people, not a weapon on them. Some of them maybe a pitchfork or something, but these are mostly, they look like farmers, people of the woods. Some of the homes are up in trees. Some of them are just built into the trees themselves. Some of them built up along the beginning of the mountain. Some of them even dug into the ground. It's a variety of different homesteads from a variety of different people. There's different building styles. It looks like just a lot of people who came together. You do see a large number of Genasi, but also a few other races as well. It does seem like some other people have come in, which I will say that is a slight difference. So, Dross, in what you remember, there was mainly satyrs and Genasi initially, but it seems like things have expanded a little bit in the time you've been gone. Not a lot. There still is a like noticeable majority. The soldiers leading you in, for example, they're not from here. You do notice that there are carts set up that don't look like they're from here. No visible insignia, and these soldiers do not have any visible insignia either. But you continue to go. Now, I do want to hop over real quick back to the rat. So, you are in this little underground area with all of these people, and you are... They kind of... So I want to actually make sure you're there. Are you there currently?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, no, just making sure. So you are led into this room. You're given a little space if you want to sit down somewhere, and you could. And you're just kind of like, they give you a brief essentially. They are going to be striking tonight to break their brothers and sisters out, the ones who haven't been experimented on yet. They want to break them out so that they don't end up like them, who are twisted by the forces of nature into something else. And they ask,
And this all gets a bit too close to home.
oh yeah. I'm sorry. They're just like, we want to break them out.
rat.
Oh, for the yeah. No, I know what you mean. But like,
For the rat, I have not been experimented.
they're basically like, we want to stop the brawl, and we'll help you get your people out in the process. They're probably being held in the same place. Will you help us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. I'll help.
More cheers. More very little cheers. And
No. Yeah.
the guy who so the guy that had initially brought you in here, he puts a hand on your shoulder, claps you on the shoulder. He goes, it's good to see we got you here. I guess I should tell you at least my name. Not really a lot of time to introduce you to everybody. They call me Sir Bubbles. And he says that straight face, no laugh, Sir Bubbles.
Right.
Thank you. Most people laugh.
Understood.
Yep.
No. Why would I laugh?
Of course. Thank you. And he's going to reach.
Yeah.
He's going to go over to the wall and he's going to grab. It's basically a nail that has been filed down into a blade, and then he grabs it, basically the head of the nail on the end of his hand, and just kind of holds it, flips it around a little bit. All right, so we're gonna be heading in there maybe hour or two. Your friends should be fine until then. They're probably gonna get thrown in a cell for a couple hours. We're waiting on the person who's did this to us isn't here right now. They're out on patrol. So we're waiting for them to get back, and then we're gonna cut him. So, but they're not gonna do anything with your friends till he gets here. So,
Okay, well, what are we gonna do in the meantime?
Training montage.
Training montage.
I'm putting on the Rocky music on my circle.
Bow, bow, bow.
Literally.
Bow, bow, bow. That's what you play.
I love how we
they're-
were so prepared with an army and everything. The rat's just like, no, we got this.
We got this.
You
Wait,
have
you
to
have the
army.
little.
He
You,
built the
you have the
mentality
eye
of
touch
love.
thing. You have the eye touch thing, so feasibly that song could be played.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo!
You could play Eye of the Tiger for your...
You want to know something though? At first, it continues to play.
Oh yeah, because it was still queued up, so like you hit play and go, oh, that's right. Oh my god. And so you get the training montage going. They offer you like war paint, like face paint. Do you accept?
Of course I do.
Perfect. So you get some design of war paint on your face. They get you all like ready to go. They, you know, if there's any weapons you want of any, like they offer it to you. If you wish, I would offer you a +1 weapon of your choice. No.
Oh my god.
We are at this level. +2 weapon of your choice.
Oh, go,
Why
go,
not?
go, go. The rat and the rodent rebellion. They'll save us.
What the I mean,
Here, I have to switch music.
I'm not too familiar with weapons. I don't usually deal with them.
That's fair. It's more so just if you need it, because sometimes even the support person needs a little bit of damage.
I'd love to take one. I just don't know which one as of right now.
Oh, you're fine.
Rapier's
take
never a
your
bad
time,
choice for
take
a
a look.
bard.
Rapiers are pretty good because they can use dex. They're
Yeah, given a
for damage.
splinter.
They use dex.
Like a really long, really deadly looking splinter.
Basically, that's kind. Well, kinda. It's basically like it is made for your size. It is made for your size creature. So whatever type of weapon, if you do choose a rapier, it could be like a sharpened nail or like a really hard.
Wait, no, it's just hammered. It's hammered out chicken wire.
I mean, a little bit of bleed damage in there, yeah.
This is so good.
Okay, so training montage there. You get your weapon, take your time looking. You don't just at some point let me know what you pick. You can ask others if you need advice. Again, a rapier is a good choice because it uses dex and it does a d8 damage, so it's pretty good. But there are other options too. So Those of you being led in, you are eventually led to a room. They advise the three of you that are being led in to take a seat, and they will be with you shortly. They have to go fetch the people they need to discuss with you. Do you enter the room or do you fight it?
I enter the room.
It's I can't say that because I'm not a wizard. Galliard, you bastard! How dare you get kidnapped?
Okay.
Is there any sense of magic? I don't know if I have. Might as well throw it out
Could
there. I
use
don't think I
divine
can.
sense.
I can. I don't think
Divine
I want to
sense
do that
gets you
here.
It would let him sense desecrated or consecrated ground as well as fiends.
This entire
undead,
forest was literally
celestials.
described to me as a rotting tree. I'm pretty sure all of this is desecrated.
I
It
will
might
say,
be, who knows?
by the do you pop your divine sense or no? Because I can give you more if you do.
I mean, the only way I could possibly... Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. So I will tell you, you do not get any sense of celestial fiend or undead. So you do not get any of that. It's weird as far as consecrated or desecrated because of... Okay, I will describe you what this feeling you get is. It is this sweet and warm feeling. Like somebody is giving you like one of those heating pads. But it burns more than it should. It feels like it's something that was trying to be good. But in the end, it ended up hurting more than anything else. It is desecrated at an attempt to become consecrated.
You know that spray bottle I have?
Yes. Holy water.
Of holy water. Can I, like... yeah, basically everywhere.
Febreze it.
Yeah, just...
There's a little cloud of holy aura around you that you see with your divine sense. And then it's immediately swallowed by the darkness. It is heavily desecrated here.
I'm gonna just, like, look at the ground. The cloud getting swallowed. Am I sat? I'll say I'm sat, but my hands are on my hips down. I'm just gonna slowly turn and stare at Drawson. You know, there are some things in this world that I thought I'd never experience. And some of these things are things I hoped I would never experience, Drawson. This place is awful. What do you mean? It's desecrated. It burns. You want to reason with these? This is where you grew up? 9 years. 9 years.
It's home.
Yeah. He's gonna just look at you with pity and then just hug you, like, really tightly. You poor little... I'll keep you safe as long as I can, okay?
Alright.
If anything goes south, I've never taken a life, but I will. Or else Kingsley will take mine if anything happens to you.
Speaking of Kingsley,
Aww.
I want to pop over to Galliard. And then we will pop over to Kingsley. Galliard, you are dragged into darkness. Last thing you see is Zernus before you pop in the tree and are swallowed. And you feel like you're suffocating for a moment until you appear in a stone room. You're not sure where you are, but you are in a stone room of some kind. And in the center, impossibly so, is a small tree. Big, well, small. It is the trunk of a tree growing through the center of this room. You don't see the branches on the top or anything. You just see this thick trunk, just enough that you could fit through it, growing up through the middle of the room and into the ceiling. You see guards on either side of a door on the far room, or on the far side, and it is a solid metal door that is closed.
Everyone gets to experience what Zernus went through.
Speaking of which, by the way, just as a reference, the three of you that got put in the room, they do close a similar door on you. But just for sake of you knowing where you are. And then, yes, Gower, you are in that room. That is really all the description I have for you at this moment, because I'm trying to wrap up the session. But I will do a little more description of everything at the start of next.
Do I detect any sort of magic? Because
that is
still
yes, that is still up. So I will tell you, you do. Specifically in the realm of there's some abjuration, so some protection type magics. On an area past the door, you can't see where it is because the door is solid, but you can sense it. There's abjuration past that door. Also, there's fainting, sort of like fainting magic on the tree you just came from. The tree itself is not magical, but some form of magic was used to transport you.
Oh. I believe I know what that might be.
Aha.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions you have? And again, I'll give better descriptions at the start of next.
I mean, yeah, but I don't want to prolong it too much.
Okay. Then, Kingsley, we'll do you real quick, and then we'll wrap up for the night, and we will start next with all of this. So, Kingsley, you are grabbed. You vanish. You no longer see your allies. And you are in a large space. Maybe it's a few dozen feet across. You see seats. It almost looks like a large arena built into stone, an underground arena. And then the person who grabbed you shoves you to the ground. Slam into the sand. And you turn and look. You know this person. It's your old friend who you left for dead. It's Duavel. And he shoves you to the ground. And he takes a few steps back. I'll say Lance probably would have been next to you, but it wasn't in your hand. He has it in his hand, and he throws it down at your feet. And he takes a few more steps back. He draws his weapon and waits. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ooh! Oh, calling it now. This is going to be a tragedy, isn't it?
Ooh, feels like it.
This drama will be fun!
Tragedy is great.
Before I end the stream, I have a few more words. Someone's dying next session.
Oh, I wonder who.
Oh,
I'm not saying that it's one of the player characters, but somebody is dying next session, and it's either going to be one of you or one of the NPCs.
Oh, Joseph, if he dies, I'm gonna cry.
No!
I'm gonna sob.
Lol. So Bubbles.
I love Bubbles.
Bubbles
is great.
Bubbles is gonna die.
So
Bubbles is too perfect. We gotta not let him die, guys.
Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a nice night. Good night.